Are we live?
Yeah! We have the Texans here on board for the final round here at the Summergeddon Super Squad Series. It is a Sunday afternoon here, and I'm with my friend Sean. Sean, how are you?
How are you doing, Stu? I'm doing great.
Great, thank you so much. We've got a real banger of a match here. We have Daughters of Khaine versus Lumineth. We have a good old-fashioned elf-off.
Oh, I'm excited to see this. I love the Lumineth models. I love the Daughters of Khaine models.
Yep, they both definitely spark a lot of feelings towards them. Lumineth definitely giving off the very beautiful, very pristine kind of elves. And Daughters of Khaine are, I feel like, big-haired snake ladies. Got a faction for you.
Absolutely. It looks like we'll be facing off with a Bountiful Equinox today. We've got 5 objectives across the table. Looks like 2 red, 2 green, 1 blue.
As you can see, they're setting up the objectives here now. It is very standard scoring, which is to say that you score 5 for controlling 1 objective, 3 if you control 2 or more, and an additional 2 if you can control 1 of each color. So, pretty standard here. The twist is that the underdog can take any objective they want on the map, and then all models, both friendly and enemy, heal D3 on that.
I think it's flat 3.
Is it a flat 3?
It looks like it.
Oh, it is a flat 3. I apologize.
Friendly and enemy.
Yeah. So, yep, and we go, Connor. Yep, let's go Herbaugh. And we'll start with Nick Swope's list here. Nick Swope is the Daughters of Khaine. Go ahead and tell us about that, Sean.
Well, it looks like they're running Coven Zealots for their battle formation. It looked like we got 3 drops, Lore Shadows. They took the Blood Shadow Rites, Prayer Lord. Not sure if there's much of an option there. Not too well-versed in this. Manifestations of Khaine, going for the book manifestations, it looks like. And then for the General's Regiment, we're starting out with a Scourge of Gyran variant of Bloodwrack Shrine as the General. And to fill out the regiment is 4 units of Kinrai Life Takers, minimum squads. Then the Regiment 1, it looks like we've got Butcher. That looks like the, yeah.
I believe that's a mistake. I don't think that's part of his list.
This might be this leftover. I think we've got a typo here.
I think there's an extra problem in that list here.
We'll sort that out. I was like, that's an
Daughters
ogre.
Daughters of Khaine typically not able to take the Maw Pit.
Yeah.
So let's go over to Anthony Herbaugh. Anthony Herbaugh is taking the Alarith Temple, which means that every turn they get to choose a facet of war, but the one that will always be on is the Alarith one, where all Alarith units have their rend reduced by 1 against all attacks coming in. Looks like he's got the standard manifestations of Hysh. And so let's take a look here. It's Eliana and Elithor, the Eclipse and War Sages, also known as the Twins. The Twins are both Cenari and Venari linked. We also have Venari Alaran Sentinels reinforced, Dawn Riders reinforced. Both of those are Venari-coded units. In the 2nd Regiment, we have the Scourge of Gyran version of the Light of Altharion. It's an interesting version here where he's not quite as tanky as he used to be, but he has, basically when he dies, he has the option to be able to come back again once per game, which is pretty solid for the Light of Altharion, who's normally is pretty decent by himself. With him are 2 units of Alara Stoneguard reinforced. Those guys hit almost as hard as Reclusions do and get a natural 5-up ward while they're contesting an objective they control. And then finally we have a Cenarian Lightner who we call the BOGO Wizard back home because when she casts a spell on a 3-up, she might be able to cast it again on a different target. And also includes the very powerful spell in Lumineth, giving a unit Ethereal. And she's got, of course, the Silver Wand, which will give her an extra power level for her wizard, and Flawless Commander, which, while wholly within 12, will let you redeploy for no less than a 4 every time you redeploy. And, of course, he's brought with him the Shrine Luminor, what might be the most problematic piece of terrain in the game, as it is a floating island that moves.
Oh, yeah. So much to take in on this Lumineth list. There's a lot of threats, a lot of fast-moving pieces, a lot of things that'll blow you off the board if you're not careful, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. And he'll need to be tricky here because Shining Company used to be -1 to hit against anyone who came in that was Venari coded, but it has been changed that if you do not have Power of Hysh or if you have charged, you cannot be affected by Shining Company. So if you're coming in on the charge, you'll never get that -1 to hit until the next turn. So here we go.
All right, picking up where we left off in the Regiment 1, we have a Scourge of Gyron variant of Crethusa the Crone Seer. I'm not sure what that does. Do you know what the Scourge
She's
of Gyron?
the new the new Dawnbringer character here.
Oh, okay.
That's all I remember.
That's right. All right, moving on. We'll go to the Sisters of Slaughter. It looks like a reinforced block. We got 2 of those, and then we've got a Witch Elf unit with double weapons, also reinforced. And then the next regiment, in the final regiment, we've got a Slaughter Queen on Cauldron of Blood, and she has 2. She's got the artifact and the character trait, it looks like. The Zealous Orator and the Khaine Pendant. And then to round out the list, we've got a final reinforced block of Sisters of Slaughter with bladed bucklers. A lot of bodies here, a lot of hitting power. Just a lot of staying power. And then back on the Crethusa, the Crone Seer. It looks like she does a lot of stuff. She's got Burnt Offerings, which lets her pick a friendly Cauldron of Blood. Oh, I'm sorry. I totally misread. You want to take this too? I'm so sorry.
Sure. Yeah, it's no problem. But first off here, Connor is correct here that she does get D3 ritual points every hero phase. And on a 2-up, she's going to be able to give a Cauldron of Bloods or a friendly Daughters of Khaine or non-hero infantry unit one of various effects here, including no commands for any opponents that are engaged with them. They can use a normal movability as if it were a movement phase again, even though it's been during the hero phase, which is an additional great amount of bonus movement there. And then finally, she can subtract 10 from control scores of enemy units contesting, unless you've got the hero or monster keyword. So she could zap a lot of commands there. Her prayer is a 4-up here, and the Murder of Crows, and is -1 from hit rolls if she can exceed your health characteristic. So pretty interesting here. And of course, she's got a couple of attacks here at 4 attacks at 3/4, rend 1, D3 damage each on the Staff of Morai Heg. All right, we just rolled here.
Looks like we had a roll off for attacker defender.
Yep, roll off here for attacker defender, and we're currently getting ready here for deployment. So, then back in the center should be about 13 inches up on the board. And we're just getting the Shrine Luminor here dropped real quick. And the Shrine Luminor, of course, recently being clarified here that it cannot charge. Even though anyone who's garrisoned inside it can't use fight effects anyway, it was just an extra way to get movement out of things.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely caused more rules arguments than any other model I know. And while they're going ahead and setting up here, we have to thank our sponsors, Metagames Unlimited here in Springfield, Missouri. Metagames is an excellent, friendly local gaming store here. So if you're in the Southwest Missouri area, come on by and take a look. You'll probably be pretty impressed, as we are. Absolutely, Derek. It's sexy elves versus shiny elves.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, they're going over the details here of the scenario, where you need to control a red, a green, and a blue for the final 2 points. Otherwise, it's a very standard hold 1, hold 2 kind of a deal here, where 5 for the first condition and 3 for the second. Well, Derek, I actually think LRL is in a pretty decent position here, honestly. The Sentinels do take a bit of a hit here, but that's okay because they were kind of a menace, to be honest with you here. I think they're going to do a lot of good here, and I think Alarith is going to come way more into fashion, more so than it already is, just because the durability of -1 rend on everything, basically giving you a free all-out defense, effectively, against almost everything, is a pretty great maneuver. Because I think we're in general seeing a movement away from hammers and more into anvils as being in vogue. So Alarith will definitely become more into handy as we get that.
Yeah, as we've seen with just the last round, we had like basically 2 armies of anvils grinding against each other to an extent. And Alarith really plays into that role very well.
Right.
They're kind of like the Trogs in that aspect, reducing the rend.
And absolutely, Riverblade stonks have never been higher. their ability to just disappear in places, reappear in others, and just surprise everyone by being able to ace almost every basic hit-foot hero in the game with breaking nary a sweat. It's those things are definitely worth picking up a second unit for me, even if I rarely find room for two.
Right.
It's always tempting.
They're just so cool.
All right. I am really looking forward to seeing this dock list here. 4 units of Kinnerai is really funny to me.
Yeah, I've never seen somebody take so many, honestly.
I've always seen 1 or 2 taken as like a utility piece to drop down and, snag out something from a surprise, but I haven't seen, a good quarter of your list dedicated to drop troops here.
Right.
And of course, we've got the 2 cauldrons here as well.
Looks like he's got.
Let's take a look here. I'm going to take a look at their. Let's take a look here at their tactics here real quick, because you're right, we did not cover that during list construction. I apologize. Let's see here. Trying to get BCP to coordinate with me here. I'm so sorry, Derek, but we're working on it. While we're doing that here.
Well, let's say I have a word from our sponsor. We've got Monument Hobbies. Now, if you are looking for some very high-quality paint and dropper bottles, they have everything. They've got all the colors, and the quality of the layers is just unmatched to everything I've ever seen. And then another one, we've got Game Mat EU. All of our game mats are beautifully done. It's that nice neoprene, along with I'm not sure what else. I'm not sure where the objective mats are game mat, but that's definitely worth looking into.
Here we go, looking it up here. We're looking up Nick Swope's here list. And we have the tactics are... Where'd you put them here, Nick?
They're not on them.
Yeah. I'm going to go find out here real quick. Hold on 1 second here, folks.
We're going to go find the battle tactics for you. That makes sense.
Hey, folks, so we're back, and it is confirmed to be Wrathful Cycles and the scouting objective here, which I believe is referred to Scouting Force. Scouting Force allows you to basically take any non-hero infantry or hero cavalry model, becomes a scout unit, even if you're bringing in replacement units. Your goals are either you can have 3 or 4 friendly scout units wholly outside of friendly territory, and then 3 or more objectives or terrain features controlled by any combination or being contested by scout units. They must be within enemy territory, though, anything that's going to qualify for that. And then finally, you get it if you are contesting a terrain feature that you control wholly within inside enemy territory, and it's more than 6 inches away from friendly territory. So Doc is trying to get a couple of things way far up the board, which is probably why he's bringing so many of those Kinnerai. And of course, Wrathful Cycles here, as we have discussed before here, where you're controlling more objectives than your opponent, and then you're going to have to be an underdog for at least once, and then of course you will contest effectively every large quarter of the board. So the old Reclaim the Realms order battle tactic here from last season.
Yeah, a very aggressive choice of battle tactics from the Daughters of Khaine. Really trying to take the board, get up in your face, score the points fast, it looks like.
Absolutely here. Lumineth, on the other hand, has taken Intercept and Recover. As we know, that is the treasure token one here. Again, like I said, very popular, I think, this turn. And then Master the Paths, which is also a one that's I think we're going to be seeing a lot of here. where if you kill a hero and then you have no enemy models within friendly territory, and or you have more friendly units in neutral territory than your enemy does. Again, there is no neutral territory in this, so you just got to kick everyone out of friendly territory. And then if you complete this battle tactic with 3 different friendly units, each within wholly 9 inches of a different corner, and only one of those is counted within friendly territory. And of course, none of them can be, no more than one of these units can be set up here. So again, it's a good one for Riverblades too.
Absolutely.
So yep, there is, Doc definitely did take scouts. It's a good call out, Derek, because it's a very logical pick given the rest of his list.
Right. Yeah, you can really start to see where the Khaine come into play with scouts.
Absolutely. Definitely with, especially with being able to drop at least one of them in the background and just take out what you need to here. Yep, so Krathusa, remember, just gets D3 prayer points just for existing during your opponent's hero phase, so she's going to have a lot of prayer ritual points here. Shaping up here, let's see here. It looks like we've got...
Looks like we got Sisters of Slaughter in the center with the Cauldron of Blood, and then we've got the Blood Rack variant to the left here. And then flanked as well by a min squad of Khaine, and then to the immediate right of the Cauldron in the center, you've got the remaining 3 units of Khaine, it looks like. Assuming they're deployed. It looks like it.
Yeah. Not leaving any in reserve. It's an interesting call.
Right.
And meanwhile, on the Lumineth side here, it looks like we have the Enlightener here, real close to nearby to her favorite floating island, her island getaway. We've got the Light of Eltharion taking center stage here, ready to take on all comers. Oh. And looks like we've got 2 units here on either flank here. And those are...
Stoneguard?
Are those supposed to be the Alarith? Yes.
Stoneguard.
Yes, those
Looks
are
like
the
Stoneguard
those
and
are Alarith
Stoneguard.
Stoneguard.
Yep.
Yep. Just looking confused here because it looks like there were some spears there here. So, but it looks like those are all supposed to be Stoneguard.
It looks like the game mat's playing tricks on our eyes from the top down. Yeah.
That's why I had to get up and actually look over it physically. I was like, wait, I'm not looking at what I'm looking at.
Right.
So the Dawn Riders and the Archers have yet to show up. So we are definitely not seeing everything yet, and the Twins haven't dropped yet either. So. And the Twins can definitely wreak some real havoc here. Either a 4-up ward and a second cast, or you can just say, hey, my sword is damage equal to 1 plus the current round.
Yeah, it gets hot. It goes crazy in the later turns. Even like round 3, it starts going crazy.
Round 4, and the brother takes over, and stuff gets real wild real fast.
Right. I see Derek's got a good shout out here. You have to drop the Khaine on the table to utilize them in Scout, which is why they're all forward deployed. Yeah,
that makes
a lot of sense. Yeah, thanks,
Derek.
Derek.
Makes sense. It's one of those things here where we're just, like I said, with the new at GHB, we're all trying to learn a little here.
Right.
Yep, because it does say anyone who starts the battle is a scout, and while replacement units are models that are placed in reserve are not dealt with here. So unless it receives some kind of FAQ, they would not be scouts. So it looks like they are talking about some threat ranges here. And real quick, I'm going to go ahead and thank one of our sponsors here, Starforged. Starforged make a variety of really nice metal wrought jewelry, incense burners, and accoutrements, all Warhammer themed. And they create some very beautiful pieces of art. Check them out at starforged.com. There we go, and look at that. Everyone's really loving that particular parade float over there. Really hoping for some bees to be thrown out.
Right. Yeah, they are ready to just run that thing down the center, it looks like. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're probably going to break out after all this, but
Yeah.
it's such a good image.
And, honestly, I mean, looking at it here, I think Nick's got a beautifully painted army here. Lots of vibrant colors, really attracting the eye here with a lot of good blends that make it a lot of fun to watch at. So Nick's just finishing up putting this last unit out here so that Anthony can go ahead and just start dropping his final regiment here. Looks like he's starting with the Dawn Riders. Excuse me. Just checking to make sure that he'll be within bubbles here, most likely for protection of his, to make sure they get that sweet, sweet 5-up ward that Lumineth desperately needs in order to stay on track.
They love it. Everyone loves a good 5-up ward.
Most reliable save in the game, right?
It is.
All right. Deploying them pretty far back here, and I think that's a smart move here. It takes a very specific set of circumstances for you to be able to put your Dawn Riders out there and say, it's fine. I think they're okay with what they're going to be doing.
Right.
Especially if he doesn't believe he's going to be going first.
Yeah, the Dawn Riders really have to be a scalpel in this situation. You have to pick your target, eliminate it, and then move on.
Yeah, they can't put themselves in the line unless you absolutely know for certain you can get the charge off. All right. And then that just dropped there. Looks like that's the twins there here. Right there near that building on the left.
Oh, yeah. Really tucked in there.
Yep. Probably hoping that they'll just kind of sneak around and do some shenanigans until later in the game when they just come out and just become a monster. So,
It looks
kind
like
of
the
discussing some of the fun
Sentinels.
realities here. Yep,
Oh, is the
Sentinels
Sentinels
here
going
coming out. Yeah, it's the last unit he has here. And, of course, yes, absolutely you play the Sentinels very conservatively as they can have a range of, let's take a look here. So 24 inches if they take their range enhancing ability here. 24 inches here plus a total move of 6 plus 4 for the possible speed spell. So that is 34-inch range.
Yeah.
That's that's going to be reach out and touch somebody for sure. So you don't need to put them right on the line.
Yeah, quite the
Especially if you
opposite.
don't think you're going to go first. If you
Yeah.
think that Doc's taking first, absolutely no reason to do that here.
Yeah, you don't want them getting tied up. They do not have shoot in combat, so they'll just
Correct.
absolutely hate being there.
And a natural save 5-up. It'll be
Oh yeah, their paper.
definitely sucks. But yep, absolutely. Kinnerai stocks are all. I don't know if they're going down. Honestly, I think they're actually still really good, being that they're still fast and maneuverable and cheap. We'll see what happens here. But I have a sneaking suspicion. I think Nick knows what he's doing. There is a big old blob of archers. The part that everyone playing against Lumineth when they see you go, ugh.
Oh yeah. You know that feeling that rushes over you when that 20 block hits the table, and you know you can't touch them until round 3 probably.
Right.
It's just it's unfortunate.
Treasures going on the Crone as well as the green and purple units of Kinnerai.
That's very interesting. He's really relying on the fact of the speed of the Kinnerai to keep them safe with the treasure, it looks like.
Well, also remember that Alarith don't want to necessarily leave their objectives unless they absolutely have to, because
That's a
how
good
they
point.
keep their ward. So they'll want to make
Yeah.
sure that they're escorted appropriately here as they move up. Excuse me, that's the wrong. It's not a 4-inch redeploy. It's a new enhancement for this season, where it's basically Field Sergeant from last season. So it's +2 movement while you're wholly within 12 inches of this model. Especially when it's she's inside the island here. That's a big footprint,
Yeah.
and that makes the normally slow Alarith Actually, speed 6 on par with most of the elves at this point, before a speed prayer on top of it.
Right.
So speed 10 Alarith, Stone Guard running around, probably get where they want to go.
Yeah, that's that outpaces some cavalry sometimes even.
Correct. And as I said, if they had crit mortals, they would hit basically like reclusions, except there's like 3 times the number of them.
Right.
Their one key weakness, in my opinion, is the 4-up save. Really hurts.
Right. Looks like the treasure got shifted.
Oh, they did switch from the green unit of Kinnerai here. The other treasure is now on that Blood Rack Coven in the back. So confirming that they're in unbind range of each other. So right now, Nick deciding here on who's going to go first.
All right. It's very important.
It's a big deal.
Looks like Nick is taking the first turn. Going into
Nick's
top
taking
of
first
round
here.
1, Daughters of Khaine.
Absolutely. And invoking Place of Power here to try and make that objective obscuring here. And responding here in kind with the twins, trying to make that red objective obscuring. Doesn't look like either of them were particularly successful. Yeah, because they both rolled a 2, and you need a 3+ to do that now. It's a new way to use Place of Powers here in this season. All right. Taking a look here and considering what their next move should be during the hero phase. Casting Mind Razor here. Mind Razor, an incredibly... Oh, not on a 3, though. Mind Razor is an incredibly potent dock spell. This is for run and charge. Works on a 9. Try to disbind it here. Oh, on a 2. No thanks. At least it wasn't on a cast.
Looks like that's going on to the Sisters of Slaughter out front.
Correct. So Sisters of Slaughter will have run and charge now, which means good chance that Light of Altharion might be in combat faster than he thinks. Nick's making sure here that he's doing everything correct. Nick has the advantage here of, I think, being actually, despite everything we just talked about here, being by the more mobile and speedy faction here of the two, but not necessarily have the wherewithal of Lumineth at the point. So first prayer, first prayer didn't work out so well here on the Blood Rack. Pop the pendant here for just two more prayer points here, just so we can get an early start. The crone is now praying, getting a 6. So she's now got 7 points here on her. 7 prayer points. So -1 to wards, no crit abilities, and what was the third part of that? I don't remember here. Let's take a look here real quick. We'll make sure we have all part of that. There are 3 parts to that spell here, as I believe it got super juiced.
You're absolutely right.
Let's see here.
Both players just double checking some rules here.
Absolutely. As we all are at this point, right?
Right. We're good. looks like no magical intervention, and we're going straight to
No
movement.
magical intervention here, so we're moving on. Yep, let's go ahead and keep there. Nick trying to do a little bit of pre-measuring here.
Yeah, he's got to do some gymnastics. He has +1 to run and charge rolls in the first turn for Dr. Khaine. Is that correct?
I believe that's correct, yes. So, and plus the Sister Slaughter also have run and charge, so.
Of course.
Depends if he wants to do this here. It's really up to Nick to decide where the lines of scrimmage are going to be held on this battle. As again, Anthony's taken here a slower, on average, Lumineth list, but that doesn't mean that it is slow.
Right.
This could easily become very quick, very fast. One of the reasons that Alarith is good is that it is deceptive about that. It normally looks like a very slow kind of plodding army, but it has the option of turning around on a dime and getting fairly speedy.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of wants to draw you in to the right place at the right time, and then it turns on the gas in an instant, kind of tries to roll you over.
Yeah, and I think this is, generally speaking, I think Doc versus Lumineth is a great matchup here, especially with Alarith, where it is a lot of really heavy-hitting glass cannons versus some of the most durable stuff in the game. Sons of Slambo giving out a chant here as they into the room here. Everyone's trying to keep up some last-minute morale, last-minute cheer here as we into the final round here of the Summergeddon Super Squad Series. Just checking here that Mind Razor did not, unfortunately, in fact, go off. Mind Razor, unfortunately, is probably one of the best spells for Doc, and if you're not casting it, not sure what's going on.
Looks like he's just jumping on that center objective with all 20 bodies, making sure to get that full control on it.
Yep, Sisters of Slaughter definitely trying to make a name for themselves. The Sisters are doing it for themselves here. And now we're going to run here this unit here. Oh, 5.
It's hard to tell, but I believe 12. That's the second unit of Sisters.
Okay.
I can't really tell.
Again, just flooding the center here.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Trying to make sure.
Yeah. Really doubling down on the amount of bodies on that objective. Like, if you try to remove one, there's just another one standing right there. Really tightly packed on those 25 mil bases. You can fit so many and just on that small circle.
Well, and I think Nick's keyed into the into this scenario here specifically. The person to be able to control the blue is really being able to pivot how they want to and hinge however they want to. As long as they can control the center, they can keep scoring max points every turn.
Right.
So he's definitely just trying to flood the bodies going, hey, you think you can weather the storm? By all means, let's test that out.
Right. It's a very good point because Nick only has to, hold maybe 3 rounds of the 5 rounds to outscore his opponent in this tactic, controlling the flow of how the objectives score for him, rather. If you're not able to grab that center, you can't really score those extra points that you want to in this battle plan.
Correct. That's if you don't have the center, that's basically 2 points you're playing down every turn. And over the course of a game, of course, that is 10 points overall in the score. And that's, well, not insignificant. That's not nothing here. That's a significant advantage. Parade float coming on up. Just double checking to make sure that they're in wholly within 9 here for the extra save. The Crone and her coterie coming up. Running the Snake Ladies. Yep, they're just moving over here to get within the bubble here to provide more contact, just to make sure that nothing bad can happen to the Crone, unless things have already gone spectacularly bad. But again, with a Lumineth list like this, I'm not sure their ability to jump out and say surprise is super likely. The Twins, if they can kill something, do have access to a teleport, but when they teleport, they have to choose the sister next turn, which means you can't teleport and then go psycho mode, unfortunately.
Right. Gives you that buffer turn.
Yeah. But I have said that it has gotten them out of a lot of scrapes in the past for me.
Oh,
so
absolutely. If you can like hold them out and then teleport them back to safety and hold them out for round 4, maybe
Exactly.
round 5, you come in from the top.
over
row.
to some objective here that no one's paying attention to anymore.
Absolutely, yeah,
Gives them a quick heal too, so they can just like heal up and then disappear. And
yeah.
with any luck, you never see them again. They're just scoring points. Also, the twins, importantly, also are the ones who kept access to Total Eclipse, a big spell from last edition, which has been changed now. Total Eclipse is now the first command point spent within 18 inches of the caster, and the twins are the only ones who can cast it. That command point costs an extra one. So not nearly as dangerous as it was in 3rd edition, but it's still something to consider.
Yeah.
And given that it casts on an 8, not always the most likely thing that happened.
For sure. Especially in this GHB, the CPs are very limited, so forcing your opponent to spend half his CP like off of one ability is insanely good. So
Yep.
in the right hands, you can really abuse that and take all your resources from your opponent without him even thinking twice.
Yeah, anyone who can tell you that now that an all-out defense costs 2 really finds that to be a bummer.
Right. Especially if you only had the 1 CP, then you can't spend.
And you're basically effectively locked. But again, only within 18 inches of the twins. So.
Of course.
But with the twins being here on the corner, we have several Khaine who are just not going to care about that kind of a thing here. At least not from the get-go. But again, the Speed of Hish is their universal spell, so everybody could. We can get up to 3 units, 2 with the Enlightener if she bow goes, and 1 with the twins here. That's 3 units running around with +4 speed. That's pretty spicy.
Hey, you see both of these elf armies just really can clear the board, even though they're mainly infantry armies, to an extent, of course, but
Absolutely.
they just have that tech.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see here how Anthony responds to this very bold, very aggressive move. Purple Khaine coming back here, again, not really wanting to give up any treasures here right away. Certainly wants to make him work for it a little bit. And that second shrine coming over here, taking the upper left green objective, just securing it. And then on the right, 2 Khaine units coming down here on the right flank, just trying to explore their options, maybe distract the Alareth Guard here on the left, or draw shots away here from the center blob. So no shots available here to Nick. Anthony is taking a look at his options for covering fire. He is going to cover fire here. Anthony is going to spend a CP to cover fire, firing into this Khaine right here. We're just double checking to see how many they need. It's basically, as you know, covering fire has to target the closest unit to you. So, all right, so it is going to have to be the rightmost one, it seems. That is technically the closest one to the unit. And, of course, it is -1 to hit. And if Anthony has not picked the Power of Hish, it's going to be 4s and 4s, clicking only on 6s. And 6s are auto wounds here. So doing 2 waves of 20 here, one with the champion in it. And
Wow, popping out 6s already.
yeah, although as you can see here, if he had 5s as Chris with Power of Hish, this would have been very exciting.
It really shows you how powerful that power is.
Yes, especially with the Sentinels here, it definitely makes them an incredibly problematic unit.
Yeah.
Very frustrating for my opponents, I can tell you that for sure. All right, and then 4s here in the wound. Okay, 3 of them go through. That's still pretty darn good. That's 7 at the first half. Remember, we are going to do these shots again because each archer is contributing 2. And it is rend 1, damage 1, so it's just death by 1,000 cuts here, hopefully. And we're just doing an armor check here real quick on the first wave. So that is 5 damage coming in. Now, second wave here on the archers. And so far, the Khaine have OS 5 wounds. Let's see how many more we can ask from them. 5 6s here in this. So even though he's relying on just fishing for 6s here, more or less, That fishing expedition is going pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Khaine and I don't have a particularly high wound pool either, so these losses would really hurt.
Yeah, I think they have 2 at
Are they 2
best.
right now?
At best they are here. We'll double check that.
I was hoping they are 2. But I thought I remember them having 1 for some reason.
These are Khaine life takers. They are 2 health each.
2 health. Oh, good.
So we are looking at least 2.5 dead here already. It looks like we're rolling here the remainder of their wards. Yeah, pretty darn good ward there. 3 more. So that's 8. So that is 4 out of the 5 Khaine just swooped off the map here. Pretty good use of a CP there, gotta admit.
Definitely just neuters the unit to an extent. Sure, he could rally, but now he has to allocate the rally there otherwise.
Right. So it looks like about 9 inches here. No, not on a 6. Yes, the power of the Sentinels, Jintovo. It's been a problem, and it will continue to be a problem, in my opinion. Shooting may have gone down a bit, but it doesn't mean they're dead. 12-inch charge.
Wow.
Let's see if he actually wants to use it now that he's actually won the lottery. Let's find out what he wants to do with it. As you can see, about a 9-inch, maybe 10-inch can get you into the light, but can a little further get you into the Enlightener and just clip it right off.
If you can clip that Enlightener this early, that's huge, I'd say.
Yeah, especially since the only other person who really can go in the shrine is way over here on the left.
Right.
As technically the light can, but not really do much with it. He'll have to be careful. He might also pull in the ponies, too. And the Dawn Riders getting in there may not be exactly what he wants to do necessarily. Yeah. Denying them a charge is big, but they're not incompetent melee artists without it.
They're great in a slog as well, so you got to really think if you want to tie them up for that long.
Yeah, 3 health and a 3-up save natural is pretty crazy for elves.
They'll just end up tying you up for the rest of the game or killing you out over time.
Right. Oh, and they...
Ooh. Looks like he's committing to the 12-inch charge, completing it into Eltharion on it first, of course. But it looks like he was just
outside of the Enlightener, I believe. That's what they're declaring here. But again, they'll still have a pile-in.
Of course.
So the pile-in will probably be able to get at least 1 or 2 being able to touch the old Swiss miss here and see what happens. Yeah, definitely his plan here. So he's asking for a defensive profile, and there ain't much going on that's exciting about her here unless she's got some protectors nearby.
Right.
As the era of bodyguard has gone away.
Now Anthony Herbaugh does have 2 CP here. Do you think we may see a countercharge coming in? He's really up close. It's
countercharge from the Dawn Guard would be really clutch here, especially if he can manage. Well, unfortunately, he will not be able to strike first, so it might be too late. But at least he might get some revenge out of it and maybe free up Eltharion to go in after the second blob.
That's what I was thinking. You kind of need to free up Eltharion, especially if he's going to assassinate the Enlightener this early.
Yeah, dropping the Enlightener this early before it's really had a chance to do much, if anything, is it's bad news bears here, I think. You know, honestly, I mean, I'm not saying I saw this coming because I sure didn't here, because who could foresee a 12-inch charge? But if you are thinking about that, just as a piece of advice here, using Magical Intervention to try and cast the Sanctum of Amtioch, because you only need a 4, so a 5 during Magical Intervention, to pop out a 4-up ward bubble for the caster. Pretty good, even if it does expand their footprint.
Yeah, it's an especially good pick. It really just negates all this kind of stuff because he can't really go for that if it has a 4-up ward. There's just not enough dice.
Yep, and indeed they are doing a countercharge here. Anthony spending his last 2 CP to countercharge. Rolled a 5. Might get him.
It is a low roll. I'm sure it makes it at least.
It does make it, so he is getting there here. But that is now Anthony's last 2 CP spent.
Yeah, I think what he
So-
really was looking for was about a 7 to 8 to block off the access to the Enlightener to get less attacks in.
Yeah, that's going to be unfortunate here. But again, it's going to be about what it's. The Enlightener's days are numbered here, probably, but it's about what it's going to cost Nick in return.
Right.
So, of course, also the mortals here coming in from the Dawn Riders. They'll roll a die for everyone in their unit, and on a 3-up, it's a mortal wound to the attacker unit. So, oh, there we go. There's some good dice here. That is, looks like 7.
Wow.
7 mortal wounds here to the Sisters of Slaughter. That is, that's rough. Ooh, and
like
not a lot of
6
good words there.
6 go down, it looks like.
Yep. That's
That's a lot of attacks gone.
It's true. It's not nearly enough in the unit
It's
here,
not
in my
enough,
opinion,
no,
but that doesn't mean that it's not good.
Right.
As they are three attacks each at 3, 4, 0, 1, but it'll have an extra piece of rend because everything in here is infantry except for the Dawn Riders. And honestly, if he's putting attacks into the Dawn Rider at this point, I think he's missed the plot a little bit.
Right.
And there's the key here. I just was reading here, the Sisters of Slaughter, being able to, during their their combat phase here, being able to move an additional 3 times. No crits and no charge damage here, so that does turn off the Dawn Riders a little bit here because of that spell he cast earlier.
Absolutely.
But Nick using the ability here during the combat phase before fights happen, being able to move an additional 3 inches guarantees that Enlightener not going to leave. It's not going to see the top of Anthony's round here. All but for sure. And unless I missed my mistake here, the tokens that Anthony's using are Marvel Crisis Protocol tokens.
Yes.
So yeah, I think I see a couple Marvel Crisis Protocol tokens there used for spell effects here. Very clever use. There's nothing wrong with it here. They're great. I love them. We'd love to see it. Okay. Looks like 8, maybe more. He's lost 6 out of the 20, so there's only 14 left. 5 into the horses, 9 into the Enlightener here, leaving Altharion alone.
Right. Not even touching him.
Which
I guess
is
I'm not sure where I would. Put
I
the
feel like
attacks
that's a
itself.
choice,
Yeah. I think I would try to.
as his melee weapons are 2s and
Oh my
3s. Little rend, but a lot of damage.
Yeah, that guy's kind of a beast. I kind of want to drop him as soon as possible. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's just every unit that the Lumineth have, they just do so much on, or so much output rather.
Exactly. He's definitely been controversial in the Lumineth community here, as having a 3-up ethereal, 5-up ward model versus something that can come back at slightly worse defenses is there's real room for nuance and a plurality of opinions in my take there. So, all right, so here come the daughters, 3s and 4s here, all into the Enlightener.
Right. Letting it ride, not spending any CP. Nick's saving all 3 CP to go into the bottom of this round.
I
So
think it's a good
hopefully-
call.
Yeah. He's going to really need them to try to stand up to what the Lumineth can throw after this.
Because again, helping him pin the 2 biggest hammers they have in the army. So 6 coming in here at 1 rend here. So that's making a 6 up here on the Enlightener. Saving 2, but unfortunately 4 are going through.
Yep. Oh, no ward on her, so she just takes the 4 damage.
Correct. They've not had a chance to set up.
That's right. They need that. They need their spells off.
But the good news is that does mean the Enlightener lives.
That is pretty that's pretty crazy to me actually. I really thought for sure he was gonna all out attack, so that's why I thought she was gonna go for sure. That 2's the hit really would have pushed it, I think.
Yeah. All right. The Light of Altharian here going through. Normally might be -1 to hit on the daughters, but the Light of Altharian doesn't care. He has a passive that says no modifiers can apply to his hit or wound rolls.
Right. He always hits on 2s, people.
Always 2s, always 3s. Nothing ever changes it. Things could, however, change it. It's just I don't know any positive to wound rolls that Lumineth has.
Right.
So 2s, 3s here. Rend 3, damage 3 on this profile. Yep, Gintovo, absolutely agree here that I think he should have split fire more between the Enlightener and the Light, trying to kill him as many heroes as he could and get him out of the way before things go kablooey here.
All right, great shout. Players just sorting out a couple of combat nuances here.
Yep. I apologize here. They didn't have an extra move. That was their pile-in move here. These are the Sisters of Slaughter with bladed bucklers. Every time they roll they have a save roll of 6s. It's a mortal wound back to the attacker, and they just actually have a passive of -1 to hit, which affects a lot of folks, but not the Light.
Right.
But possibly another reason to focus on the Light and the Enlightener here more than perhaps the horses.
Right.
Horses' turn here to get a little piece of the action.
Yep. They will take that -1 to hit though from the bucklers.
They will take the -1 to hit here. But given it's also the last combat here of this phase, well, Anthony's out of CP, so he can't all-out attack.
That's correct.
So he's simply stuck, I think, at 4s and 3s, maybe 4s and 4s.
I think so, yeah. He gets the natural crit mortals.
Crits are turned off because of the spell, so
that's right. You're absolutely
we're just going to roll statistically what's a quarter of your dice pool.
It's just normal combat here, folks.
Yep. And it's Rend 1, damage 2 here, though.
Ah, yes.
Or no, I believe he turned off the plus damage ability as well. Doc just really doesn't like to tell you that you don't get a lot of your abilities.
Yeah, that's really good.
Nick's spending a CP here to all-out defense on the Sisters of Slaughter. Legit, I think, given the Dawn Riders' reputation.
Right.
Oh, a lot of 1s. Another call out for the Sons of Slambo out here. You can call Texans whatever you want, just don't call them quiet. And, a really good crop here. That is 6. Coming in at Rend 1. There we go, just pulling the 4 models here from the Lavatharian. I was kind of sitting around, I don't know if it didn't feel like he did a whole lot there.
Right, I remember them putting the dice down. I guess they never pulled the models.
Yep. Here we go, and then getting ready here for the hooves. Looks like another bunch of them here, as these are only 1 health each.
Right.
2 mortals into the ponies. That's almost a pony, but not quite. And nothing wards here, so that's the vast majority of them here. Again, a decent gambit by Nick, especially given that he had access to the 12-inch charge.
Absolutely.
Maybe not paying off nearly as well as he might have liked, though. So unfortunately, the Enlightener being left on 1, huge oof there for him.
Yeah, not gaining any value out of that unit. Trying to assassinate the Enlightener is kind of rough, but he can gain some value if the Sisters live through this and pin all 3 of these units.
Correct.
For the movement phase of Anthony.
Although the Enlightener will still be able to enter the shrine.
Of course.
Which will probably be able to not take her out of combat, but will be able to keep her relatively safe, as you must have your attacks and damage directed towards the shrine first. Oof. And the scissors, the sisters might actually survive.
Wow.
It's all up to the Enlightener now, of all things.
It looks like there's about 5 or 6 sisters left. I'm not sure. Not sure the Enlightener's profile. I've personally never looked at such a thing.
Yeah, let's take a look here. It's 3 attacks at 3/4, 1, 2. So let's see if this could be a nerd rage moment. Let's find out.
Has the potential. The players were just discussing
so 2 coming through.
that
Yeah.
the Enlightener could kill themselves here by
Correct.
punching a buckler.
2 wounds.
Oh, there's the
And
buckler.
there's the 6. There's the 6.
There's the buckler. Wow. So the sisters, after all, pulled it through when the Enlightener tried to spot them.
Yeah. But 2 damage still to the sisters, so.
Of course.
And yeah. He'll agree to kill 2 sisters here over this.
Right. And, leaving those 2
just
models there.
2.
Really, it really puts the Lumineth in a position to have to remove them before the movement phase kicks in.
Correct, and their ability to do that in the hero phase is going to be very limited. Can you choose not to attack? Unfortunately, no. Fights are mandatory.
Yeah. If you have attacks in attack range, you have to allocate them.
Correct.
This only applies to melee, of course.
Yes, you can always choose not to shoot. We almost saw a Miracle on Ice there for the Lumineth player. I'm sorry, 3 Sisters of Slaughter there. So tactics done there. Wrathful first one going, so that's a 15-point turn here.
Wow. As
he does control more objectives than his opponent here.
Very good first turn.
Yep, and now Nick's actually behind the 8-ball on Wrathful Cycles, as he has to be the underdog to do the next stage on that.
That's right. Well, that's pretty interesting. We'll see if he's able to pull that off.
And trying to create a red obscuring here. No, that fails on the 2 here. But Nick has gotten the center objective to be obscuring. That will really help with the Sentinels not being able to shoot into that blue objective.
That is huge. We got Tie Block in the chat with a Slambo call out.
That's right, T-Block. Slambo. So Speed of Hish being cast from the Twins onto the Alarith Guard there on the left. Works on a 5. It does not, unfortunately. Second cast here, so going with the sister. Protection of Hish. This needs an 8 to cast. Cast on a 9. This is a 5-up ward while wholly within 12. Works on an 8. He's got it. Wow. So it's a 5-up ward for all units wholly within 12 of the Twins.
That's a huge. He really needs that here.
Correct. And the Twins are going to have to do some real moving here to capitalize on that
right.
on that ward. So the Crone automatically gaining prayer points, not necessarily needing magical intervention here, so that's nice.
Wow.
And Nick seeing if there's anything else he needs to do with those CP in the hero phase. Oh, and he is. Magical intervention for a prayer here. That's 1 CP down for Nick Swope. So we're going to summon the Fist of Khaine here with the magical intervention. Yep. So.
Big 6.
6.
Wow.
Drops it out.
Now the Fist is out.
Yep.
Really providing that extra damage mitigation for the daughters.
Yeah, that's going to. And handing out the extra damage here, it's a real problem for anyone daring to try and come in and take that center objective. So again, Nick definitely banking on the fact of he who controls the center controls the world.
Right. He's really banking on those back 3 objectives here, really just holding out. the player has to break through the center first and foremost. So if you just keep filling in where he cuts out, then
Absolutely.
you should be fine.
But definitely trying to dare Alara Stoneguard to try and take their here. But I don't think they are going to be able to do it, as most of the speed tricks are gone. Speed of Fish was not successfully cast, and the Enlightener now can't do it and no longer has the Field Sergeant ability.
Right.
So we're out of those options.
There's a lot of mobility been cut out from this round in particular. The Dawn Riders are just sat there. Sure, they can retreat, but they can't retreat and charge, to my knowledge.
Correct, they cannot. Lumineth is definitely very linchpinny in terms of its model coming in here. So even though it's just one Enlightener here, that's a lot of options just taken away here from Anthony right away.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Anthony definitely trying to make sure that we're getting things done here. Real quick here, we'll just go ahead and do a shout out here to Artis Opus. Artis Opus makes the finest brushes here in the industry here for miniature painting. You should go ahead, and if you can, I recommend them. It's a tool that will really help you bring your hobby level to the next level.
Looks like the players are just debating a few things before moving.
Absolutely. And while just doing this, we'll also go ahead and shout out to Mad Goose. Mad Goose is a Canadian team making all sorts of game accoutrements and tokens, especially for Warhammer, but they also do it for other games here. Go ahead and check them out at madgoose.com. All right, so it looks like we're going to be starting here in the movement phase here after a little bit of thoughts. Twins are going to bounce up here to the house, looks like. They are going to run for 4, so that's a 10-inch move there. So plenty of space to get behind that. And then the Stone Guard, unfortunately moving up there. Less than impressive current speed of 4.
Not taking a run move. Really just sitting on that objective, it looks like.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, since they keep their ward by staying on objectives, there's not much incentive for them to move much past those circles.
Right. It's very interesting to see they really rely on that speed to pop off so they can bounce between the objectives.
Correct.
Really capitalize on that.
Yeah, because without that, they sometimes struggle here to make meaningful advances.
Right.
Oh, it looks like we had a bit snap off here. Unfortunately, all too common occurrence, unfortunately, when you're playing Lumineth is little bits and bobs just get left over here that you have to repair afterwards.
Someone call the medic.
Someone get a repairman. All right. Three Sisters of Slaughter with Buckler still on the enemy, like deep in the enemy territory here, tying up arguably the two heaviest hitters in the army.
Right.
Already taking out the chief nerd, our BOGO princess. And we got to see how we do this from here.
Really putting the weight on the Sentinels for this turn, at least. They really have to do something.
Well, unfortunately here, with the blue zone being obscured, their options are to split fire and either try and take on both those Kinnerai units here right outside the Alarith, or to try and free up them for a long bomb charge here in the center.
Right. I live for those long bomb charges, but, I just can't. I don't know if I would vouch for such a move.
I wouldn't recommend gambling on it here, as it looks like you would need an 11, maybe a 12 in order to charge. You would need a 12. They're just confirming it here, so you would have to absolutely boxcars. So no redeploys to the Sister of Slaughter.
Right.
Pretty safe move, I think. Sentinel's not moving.
Straight to shooting.
Yep, and moving into shooting here now. As everything that could move has, other than them, so. So how are we going to split this onion? And yep, as predicted here, Anthony is trying to figure out how to cut this Gordian knot here of I just need a couple of wounds in 4 different places.
Right. I think that's one of the real benefits of the four blocks of the Kinnerai. It really forces your opponent to allocate his resources in a terrible way if they're not used to doing such a thing. They have to really start to do some mental math on the spot.
As we saw with Josh M. here with Feast Brigade, where he had the 5 Aberrant Ghoul Kings from the Scourge of Gyran, it really does hurt as you have to start splitting your attacks. Because if even one of them dies, it turns the rest of them on, and it's a real problem.
Yeah.
It's Problem Town, population U, and I think you just bought an apartment. Pressure is absolutely on here on these Sentinels here. While we're going ahead and doing this, let's give a shout out to Monster Fight Club. Monster Fight Club making accoutrement as well as various games here that'll surely scratch an itch for you and tickle fancies. Check them out at monsterfight.com. Yep. All out defensing on the larger Kinnerai unit here, so definitely putting some shots in there.
Right. Really the best use of the CP for the turn.
Yep. So using 10 of the archers to finish off those last 3 sisters. Just doesn't want to suffer another one of those fight rounds.
Yeah, no way.
And you know what, honestly, completely agree. So it did not range extend, so this is 3s, 4s, 1, 1 here. 6s move on to the swimsuit round.
That was a very good roll.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, right, and it turned off the crit effect here, so
right.
Not moving on, in fact.
It's getting us every time.
Yeah. Lumineth, of course, tends to live and breathe on a lot of their crit effects.
Right, of course.
But, hey, there's 7. 7 at Rend 1 here.
Yeah.
Coming on in. Let's see what they do.
Odds. Yep. The Yahtzee.
1 6.
Not quite.
2 more 6s.
That
is exactly what he needed
3 wounds.
Yep. Doop, 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 doop. So, too late for the units to move, but at least enough for them to maybe have fun a little bit with a long bomb. But we still got more Sentinels to fire here. So the other half with the champion fighting into the Kinnerai, who have all out defense. This is against the big unit of Kinnerai. Anthony not considering one lone Kinnerai to be a problem.
Right.
6s should be counting for something now here, and yeah, there we go. Look at that.
That is a lot of 6s. Good heavens.
Woo! It's the class of 2006 here because lots of them showing up to the reunion. And then 4-ups here to wound on the remainder. There we go. Nice,
Very
nice.
good wound pull.
So 6, 8, 10, 12. Lucky 13 coming into the Kinnerai. The Kinnerai have all its defense, so they're effectively making the Rend useless, so it's back to their base save. Saving on 5s.
Wow. Well, that is a
good save.
He could
good
potentially save him on a nice ward roll here. He's got 6 wounds in the pool. He just needs 2 to keep the unit alive.
3 of them die.
Wow.
Good job, Sentinels. The bar is usually pretty low for them to do a good job, but good job, Sentinels.
Right. They're doing a great amount of work. They're keeping the heat off everybody else. Granted, there's nobody else in range, but they are
doing the Lord Teclis's work.
Of course.
To be fair, though, it's not like Nick gave him much of a choice.
Of course.
As I don't think he wanted to see his other sisters of slaughter getting shot down here.
Of course.
By one quick line. Dawn Riders going for that long bomb.
Not
not on a 3. And with no CP left, we are not seeing any rerolls. And not risking the biscuit with the light here. Yep, so looks like we're in end of turn here. scoring 8, and I don't believe he's scoring any of his objectives here.
Yeah, it looks like I think he's just scoring 8.
Just scoring 8 here.
Yeah. So what I've almost noticed here, Anthony's been put in a spot where he wants to double, maybe potentially to remove a lot of models. Now that otherwise, this whole center here might just get stuffed again. So if he takes the double, would that make Nick automatically the underdog?
It would, but Anthony will still be, because he's 11 points behind. He'll be 11 points behind. Oh wait, no, he will not be.
He'll only be
at 8. He'll only be 9 points behind. So he would not be able to score any of his. Excuse me. Yes.
Right.
He won't be able to score any of his battle tactics either if he doubles. Not to mention one of his treasures will go away, which he might just take it off of the Kinnerai so that they can start joining in on the fun.
Of course.
And also doubling and giving Nick the underdog status plays right into the next step in Wrathful Cycles.
That's what I'm saying. His Wrathful Cycle.
Definitely here. And I apologize here for not picking up what you were putting down there at the beginning.
It's all good. No, it's fine.
So 8-15, end of round 2. And let's go for Prio round 2 here.
All right. 1-1.
1-1. So keeping the pace. Nick going into his round 2 here, making Anthony the underdog with 5 CP. Place of Power going to try and make upper left green, obscuring. No, does not work. Yep. Yeah. And here we go. Yeah, and please note that the yellow house and the ruined house there on the center line of the board here are considered like forests or area of terrain. So they are automatically obscuring, as are the 2 piles of rubble here directly north and south of the blue.
Yep. Quite a bit amount of obscuring here.
Yep. Yep. So Sister in charge here, just double checking. It's 4 up here currently on the Twins. 8 wounds on them. So not insurmountable, but not easy.
Right.
All right. Blood Clevens going to try and Mind Razor. Will not go off on a 7. Run and charge on the Swope.
Going down the prayer lineup.
Yep, going on the prayer line here. Getting 6. All right.
Targeting the Sisters of Slaughter out front, it looks like.
Yep.
I believe he's just debating what to do here.
Yep, absolutely here.
There he goes. Looks like he puts that down. Nick just getting some pre-measures out.
Yep, absolutely here.
+1 to run and charge on the Witch Elf unit on the backside, I believe.
Oof. Yep.
Not quite. Rolls the 1.
Ooh. Khaine being really fickle here.
I believe he put the Prophecy of Shelter on the front unit of Sisters of Slaughter, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he might have gotten a 9+ on the chanting.
Oh, did he?
Where he now gets all 3 of those effects. So no enemy commands can be used while you're in combat with the target.
You're
no weapon
correct.
abilities all weapon abilities are turned off, and you subtract 1 from ward rolls.
Wow.
Yeah.
The triple.
That's a spicy meatball, as we might say. All right, going to rally the Dawn Riders here for a CP. So Anthony down to 4 CP now. Yep, and Nick's also going to spend a CP here down to 3 for his own rally here into one of the Kinnerai units. One,
Looks like
two,
he got three.
three. So
A full Kinerai.
getting one Kinerai here into the bigger of the two units there. My inner desire for symmetry would have been the other unit, but
Right.
all right. So Dawn Riders getting just 1 point back.
It's a guy.
Well, they didn't lose a pony. They just lost
They
two
just had a
wounds on
wound.
that. So
I'm sorry. I didn't realize they had floaters
Yeah.
still. That was a big ask.
yeah. So let's see here. The Kinerai are probably going to try and see what they can do against the Stone Garden. If they can, maybe tag the Sentinels. The other Sisters of Slaughter are definitely going to go into the Dawn Riders and
Oh, yeah.
Light here and see what they can do on that. I think they could have the option of trying to take on the other Alara to really just take on more stuff here.
They really get more. Don't they get more out of their anti-infantry if they go into the Alarith?
Oh, their anti-infantry ability is going to come up against their ability to reduce Ren by 1.
That's
So they're
right.
back to effectively Ren 0, which
Right.
not sure that's a great idea.
Yeah, because their base rend is dash.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So it seems like it's kind of a losing fight there.
That's definitely a push. Trying to see if he can fly over this.
They do have fly, so they should be able to here. It's just a matter of can you clear the objective here. And they move 12, so just making sure that social distancing is approved.
Looks like there's
And-
a Kinerai-sized pocket right there.
Yep, just plopping straight down. And again, can help out supporting either the next wave of Sisters or, again, might have a clear charge if they get the roll enough to tag the Sentinels and harass them for a while. Now, Sentinels will not be able to fight their way out of stuff in melee very well.
Nope.
One Kinerai might not be a threat, but four? Four might
could
be
do it.
difficult.
4 might cause an issue, especially if he doesn't. He might just need to covering fire his way out of here.
Yeah, or redeploy the Alarith a little further back so that he can't avoid but engaging both of them.
It's a good plan.
So the Green Kinerai now coming up here as well as support. As Nick's decided that he's done a good enough job here and he's going to go all in. Doing a little bit of a daisy chain there. But he's under the 6 models needed here so that he can
Of course.
daisy chain here a little better. But where are these backlines going to go? And of course, where are those Sisters dropping? Yep, Sisters are definitely moving forward here, just to try and take the problem head on. Because again, the one thing you don't like to see is Dawn Riders charging. But hey, when he's turning off all his weapon abilities, who
Of
really
course.
cares? You know, maybe instead of redeploying the Alarith, redeploying the Light to try and act as a stopgap here, or at least stem the tide a little bit with pile-ins, might be the redeploy move here. I don't know. I think that's highly debatable.
I think I support that because if you look here, he's moving these Sisters of Slaughter up. So one way or the other, he's going to tie up Eltharion. So you might as well have him hitting into something or blocking
Right.
for your Sentinels, being a little more useful than he is.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if he's going to die anytime soon. I don't remember how many wounds he has on him right now.
So this is the Scourge version. So we'll take a look here real quick, and we'll get
That's right.
get the data on that. So he's 6 health, 3 up save, with a 4 up ward, but it'll be 5 up because of the spell ability, or the
Right.
prayer ability, excuse me. And turning off his abilities will also turn off the crit 2 hits on his 3 rend, 3 damage sword, which really hurts his ability to clap back.
That definitely helps because once, sometimes everyone knows if they face against the Light of Altharion, if he spiked on 6s against you, you know it hurts so much.
Yep. It's a big fistful of damage for sure. All right, so it looks like most of the treasures are going, like, shifting over here to the right with the parade float and the crone. And her snake lady's providing backup here.
Yeah, Nick's doing a fantastic job on his side, using the terrain, using the units in front of him to block for all of his valuable pieces in the backfield.
Exactly. You can tell Nick's definitely been he's been hurt by a deep strike once or twice.
For sure.
And has vowed never again.
Yeah. Everyone just gravitating with that parade float, really just walking with it, the best thing to do.
Absolutely here, especially with its aura.
I think that was a run roll.
Yep, sure was a run roll here. As those racks do not run very far. Especially since it's keeping up a ward of 5-up, its own 5-up ward bubble on its own here. So definitely trying to keep up a defensive line here while he sends out his aggressive tendrils to try and probe the defenses.
Right.
Up and this commitment here. Nick is going to go ahead and he's going to resummon a Sisters of Slaughter unit here at half health.
Extremely good. Yes, as Nick stated, he's essentially turned these Sisters of Slaughter into Death Rattle or Graveguard, bringing them back at half string.
Yep.
Is it one CP or is it just an ability? I believe it's 1 CP he spent to do this.
It's 1 CP, yes.
Yeah.
So Nick should be down to, 2.
It's down to 2, yep. Perfect. Yeah, you can really see the rinse and repeat value you're getting out of here. He's just he's got the 20 block out front posing and about to strike into something. Ideally tying up Anthony again for another rinse and repeat. Just tying up his 2 hammers, really letting him sit in his own deployment zone. And then,
exactly.
Sure, he's killing all 20 sisters over 2 combats, but by the time he does that, he's got another 10 spit out, and he's going to throw them in your face again.
Exactly. The Dawn Guard are getting a 2-inch redeploy. Might not be enough, unfortunately.
Yeah. You really
but bringing back that one thing is once per battle, so that's the only thing it's getting. But again, with a 3rd attack wave coming in here, he really has a position where if things can keep going well for Nick, he keeps Anthony kind of locked in for 60% of this battle.
Right.
And given how he's gotten rid of a lot of the speed capabilities away from this, it really limits Lumineth's ability to try and run up the clock here in the last moments.
Yeah, Lumineth has been stuffed into their deployment zone to an extent here. Really, the farthest unit is the twins on the left side hiding behind this building here. Hopefully they're able to do some heavy lifting soon, though, but it's looking like Daughters have a real good grasp of the board right now.
Yeah, and now they're currently, Anthony's deciding if he wants to cover fire. If he does, he has to cover fire the lone Kinnerai over there to the right.
The closest unit, of course, which has expertly been placed by Nick.
Yeah, which it's an absolute bummer here, but it might be. So he's going to spend a CP here. Anthony's spending a CP to covering fire. Oh, and this is the Light of Altharion firing into the Kinnerai instead. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I was confused there for a second. So 2 6-ups. Nope. 1 Kinnerai goes away. So much for the rally check. All right, charge phase time here.
The lone Kennerai.
4.
That's enough to walk
4
into.
Kennerai, but it's enough to get there and tag the Sentinels, and that's all she needs to do.
Yep.
Blue squad charging 8. Should be able to get at least into the Alarith. Not sure much past it, though.
His goal might be to charge the shrine.
True. Yep, Anthony only has 1 command point left here, so counter charges are off the table.
Very true. We won't see another Dawn Rider counter charge.
I think after watching the lackluster thing when he turned off weapon abilities, I think they were turned off. And another 12
Another
charge.
12-inch charge.
A slambo. Another 12-inch charge. Just.
Wow. That is 2
for
12-inch
green
charges
squad
for
of
the
Kennerai.
Daughters. Yeah, the green. At least it wasn't the sisters doing that again.
2 crazy charges, so making sure here that they can get deep into enemy territory, which again plays absolutely into their hands. Yeah, absolutely, Gentrovo. Another 12 on a charge for the same player in the same turn. Crazy. It's absolute madness here. So Kennerai are charging.
He's really
are going
12
straight
inches.
through and into the Sentinels.
Yeah, threading that needle straight into the Sentinels. Really crazy.
Probably going to be able to. He's probably going to pick up the Alarith in that point here. He doesn't. Roll,
Thanks,
Zangrius does not say he doesn't. He doesn't roll that well at home.
1 hour, 30 minutes left.
So we have this here. That was Brett calling out the time here. Brett, you know from yesterday here. And yeah, he's playing aggro incredibly well. This is, like I said here, she's sending wave after wave of aggressive tendrils to try and probe and trade here so that the power of Lumineth is just diminished.
Yeah, Nick is expertly showcasing what the Daughters can do with this amount of bodies and how they operate with these 2 parade float-like things in the middle here.
Yeah. So trying to see if we can pile in here underneath the shrine, as the shrine does have a small path underneath it that you can occupy as long as that shrine is not garrisoned.
Wow.
Which is such a little technical thing, and I don't know why they didn't. I don't know why they didn't just say, hey, check it out, nothing under there can be under
Don't
there,
go
just
under there.
call it away, but that's not the way GW likes to write these games.
I guess not.
So unfortunately it looks like the Kennerai cannot fit under there, so if it does not fit, it does not sit.
That's correct.
So just trying to pile in here to maximize their attacks into the Sentinels. Again, trying to upgrade their value here, as every dead Sentinel is definitely a point in their favor. So asking to be piled here in a rank of 3 and a rank of 2 into the Sentinels. Has to be a little tricky here because as they are in combat range of the Alarth, they can't completely leave combat range with them. Whoa!
That's correct. Oh, just a little shrine tip.
The second tower's been hit!
Oh, God.
Now, of course, the Shrine Luminor being one of the tallest models in the range.
It is.
Never fails to be a giant pain in my tuchus every time I play with him.
The brave Dawn Riders caught it just fine.
Yep, and no breaks, it looks like, on the Dawn Riders models, which good on them.
Nick planning to use the Kennerai, was it like a strike and fade ability? I forget what exactly it's called.
These are Kennerai life takers, I believe.
Yeah.
And here it is at the end. After they've declared a fight ability for this, they can immediately move D6 inches. And it can't move in combat with any units it was not already in combat with at the beginning. So.
Right. So his plan is to funnel them through in such a thin line that the Alarith are no longer in combat with them. Or,
correct.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
And because they're not currently in line, and the Alarith did not charge, they do not have a pile-in move at this point.
Yeah, they're not obligated to pile in.
They're not. They're not entitled to one.
Entitled, my bad.
Yeah. Yep. And here he goes. Even the lone inch that he got here is just.
Right.
Just a quick scooch. And that scooch is unfortunately all he needs to keep the Alarith out of danger here.
It looks like it.
Really surprised the Sisters of Slaughter didn't go in here into the center, but
I was thinking that to myself, but I think he's counting on the fact that the 5-up ward bubble is up, and he's got the Fist of Khaine still pulsing in the center. So really, this is such a tough nut to crack.
Correct, and he knows how central that is to the game plan here for the overall scenario.
Yeah, so leaving it could be a detriment to himself when if he walks away, doesn't have enough control, it could just swing into his opponent's hands.
Yeah. He could have gone more aggro and tried to go after Light or have to go after the Alarith, but honestly doing so would have left him open to counterplay by the other.
For sure.
As the Twins are still able to give these guys a speed to
the Twins
the
are still
auto
in the
6.
game, so.
Yeah. Can't count Lumineth out until all the heroes are dead at least.
Yeah, you need to kill those wizards. Those nerds.
As nerds. So 19 Sentinels left. Looks like they're piling in and fighting all the green Kinnerai. And no crit effects here. It's just straight up 3-4-0-1. It's the sad 3-day-old chicken Caesar salad sandwich of attack rolls.
It just doesn't taste that good. But I'm hungry.
Yeah. We've all been there. Chicken Caesar salad sandwich in your fridge, and you're like, it's been 3 days, but I don't get paid for another 2, so.
I got to put it down. Looks like a save roll coming in.
Yep, that was this word roll here. Oh my God! Look at that ward roll.
What a huge award.
Nicholas Swope, what are you doing over there? It's all right, I'm using your government name, son. Whew.
Wow. The dice are hot.
What an amazing word roll there. Rolled, what was that? I think 8 and passed 6 of them on a 6-up ward.
Yeah.
Incredible. All right, purple Kinnerai coming in here. Yep.
1 hit, 1 wound.
1 wound coming in, 5-up save.
Ooh.
Yes!
Wow.
Nicely
the Brave
done.
Sentinels.
Managed to twist their hip there to grab that hip plate. So
Looks
checking
like
to
they're
see
trying to
here.
work out if he can tie the Dawn Riders up with this small Kinnerai unit.
And what would it cost him to do so?
Right. How many will
Well,
be able to swing?
the light's coming in, which already not a great idea.
Yeah, I think him alone is
Yep,
enough.
yep. Nicholas immediately thinking better of it. It might just be a suit of armor, but it's not empty. All right, into the Sentinels here. Looks like we got 2 at Rend 1, so that's 2 at 6s here. Oh, that's 2 more dead Sentinels.
Kinnerai really doing work on those Sentinels. They are just not liking this.
I mean, even if they're doing 0 damage, they're already doing work by simply keeping them occupied.
They are stuck.
And the other Kinnerai here getting an attack here and jumping into the back just to further cement.
Yeah, getting a full surround on these guys, essentially.
Yep. Oh. Oh. One more down. All right.
That should be out of combats. Yep.
1-2, no tactics. So that's another 10 points here for Anthony. Or another 10 points for Nicholas. Excuse me, Nicholas. 25-8 as we enter the bottom of 2.
25. You're right.
25-8. As no new tactics were scored here for Nick. No, -1 to wards, -1, no commands, no crits, no weapon abilities, no nothing.
Nothing. They can't touch them.
Yep, Nick now has to decide how to deal with what we will generously call the Kinnerai problem.
Right.
Before he deals with the Sisters of Slaughter problem.
Yeah, Nick has given Anthony a set of bad problems here to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. 1 command point each. Switching to the brother on the twins. That means only 1 cast here.
Right.
The parade floats do have shoot in combat, just as a reminder there. All right. So Psycho mode activated here for the twins.
Right. Really trying to go in and kill a model, get that teleport up.
Yep. Speed of Hish cast into the Larith here, guard on the left.
They really need this. Or they really want it, but...
Yeah. And fortunately, the Speed of Hish is a relatively easy spell to cast here for them.
Right. It's just been, he's just been rolling so poorly. Like that, exactly like
Unfortunately,
that. That is unlucky.
Might have had access to a reroll if he was in the shrine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, a lot of...
You need those synergies.
I'm going to start calling Anthony Lemony Snicket because it's a series of unfortunate events, one right after the other here for him. Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
There's no accounting for 12-inch charges, absolutely. Yep. That's right. Gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em.
Looks like we're doing some intervention praying.
Yep.
She's going to load up on some points here, it looks like.
Yep. Crone State running 3 ritual points. And that's going to be it here. Nick obviously saving his CP for something probably closer to the fight phase. Yep. So leaving a little room for the Holy Spirit and coming on in here for the Alarith, try and free up these Sentinels.
Looks like they're just setting up positioning.
Yeah. Nick needlessly bragging to a teammate about his good fortune. It is a really great story, though. That's definitely gonna keep Nick alive and warm in his heart late at night.
Right.
All right, hold on a second, Gentry. Hey, Anthony. Gentry says he feels your dice pain right now. It is not great, But absolutely here. This is going to be toughies. While they're considering things, let's give a shout out here to Buy the Same Token. Buy the Same Token, as you might imagine, make a lot of tokens for both Warhammer and other miniature games associated. Go ahead and give them a shout out and give them a look here either on Etsy or on buythesametoken.com.
Looks like Altharian's moving up the center.
Yep.
Finally going to choose where he goes into combat, maybe.
The Light going to go in here and see what he can do because even if he doesn't have weapon abilities on, doesn't mean he can't just rock a bold lip.
Right.
So the
Looks
Alarith,
like the Alarith are pushing off the objective.
limping up. They're a mere 4 inches here, unfortunately, because speed did not go off.
Begrudgingly.
Does that mean now he converted to the brother mode? Does that mean he's going to try and can he sidle the brother underneath that building, or is he going to go after the Kinnera here and try and grab a treasure?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think I would personally try to grab the treasure, but I think if he gets a lucky redeploy on the Kinnera, they could potentially just get away without anything happening. So you could just commit the brother over there for no reason, not get the teleport off. But if you want to try to guarantee the teleport and get some kills in the process, you go to the center maybe.
He's going to make sure that other units get their chance to swing first.
Right.
Clarifying here that if the Dawn Guard charge in, they will get their impact attack mortals. They just will not get the mortals on their weapon abilities. All right, Dawn Guard are going to go for it. All right, it's been a long 2 rounds. Let's see if Lumineth finally gets a chance to shine here.
Oh, the brother's on the move.
Yep.
Looks like he is going for that treasure in the corner.
Yeah. Might want to be careful about that range attack, though. Shooting a range attack into them might make the charge even harder to achieve.
That's a good shout.
Redeploying 1 inch for the Kinnera.
Yeah. That's the best it could go for the Lumina. And is that all of his Nick's CP, or was that were they both
that is last of
yeah.
That is Nick's last CP
that was the
there.
final CP for this round. For Nick at least.
So Anthony's still got access to 1 though. So he's still got a trick up his sleeve.
Right. That 1 inch could make that charge extremely hard for the brother, of course.
True. They're taking a look here. Looks like he's going to need a 9 to get through.
9 inch charge, yeah.
Anyway, shooting. Light shooting into the sisters.
No, I screwed up. I didn't realize 2 people swapped teams.
Obscuring, so they cannot be shot, in fact.
Wow. Yeah,
I wonder if we could turn around and zap a Kinnera, though.
Right.
As Lord knows, those Sentinels need all the help they can get.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, they are not going to be clearing that out alone.
I wouldn't necessarily say no. The Alarith do 2 damage. They're going to kill any Kinnera that they go through.
Right.
Looks like 2 shots coming through. Both wounding into the Kinnera. I believe that's at least Rend 1 for D3 damage. So, there we go.
3 damage.
3 damage here.
At least 1 Kinnera, maybe a floater.
Yep. It's 1.5 Kinnera there. And a remainder there. So only 1 model removed. Not the worst, not the best. Anthony is checking his odds here on shooting versus trying to charge. My personal advice would be save it for the charge.
All right, right. You need him in there.
Agreed, agreed. Anthony
like
agreeing
he's
here
settling on the
with our wisdom on that. Agreeing with our wisdom, but he is not listening to us here. So, charging with the 11.
Big 11.
For the light going straight on, possibly straight through the sisters, into the new sister unit,
Right.
maybe even hitting that parade float.
I was about to say, you can get really where he wants to be. That's the best case scenario for a Light of Aetherion, because he really is that scalpel that goes in and starts cutting things down like that.
And clapping that that parade float out of there, drops the bubble, gets him a treasure.
Yeah. It really just starts to crumble the leadership
And
that he needs to.
it puts him definitely in threatening range of the crone,
Yeah.
which is the second treasure.
The second thing you need to get, yeah.
Crazy charge ranges here today. Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, I mean, you like to see it on both sides equally, for sure.
Right.
You know, if one player makes that 12-minute
That
charge,
is what
you need to see it on the other side. It just
Absolutely.
really completes the game.
Yeah. Take the chance. Take the chance. Do your dance in the pants. 5-up save, 6-up ward here into those bow snakes. Or spear snakes, excuse me. That's got a good potential for mischief there. Run along, and there he goes.
There he goes. He commits it.
So he'll be able to pivot in from a pile in here and touch what he wants here for certain.
Absolutely.
But hopefully his dice don't fail him. Here go the Dawn Riders. Let's see where the Dawn Riders get to go.
Right.
3.
Assuming he wants to hit
4 inches.
Just a 4.
It's enough to get where they need to be.
Right.
Luckily,
he used that low roll here and not on those Alarith that probably need a charge as well to the left.
Yeah, and he'll need to be careful about making sure that he doesn't charge them in too wide here, so that the Alarith can get a chance to, at least a ghost of a chance to get in here. There's 2 fairly long charges here that he's going to need to achieve here. Anyway, so Dawn Rider Mortals into the Sisters. And this is unfortunately the one thing that really can't be done anything about here.
Right.
So looks like 8 mortals into the Sisters of Slaughter.
Very good rolls on these charged mortals.
Yeah, oof. Warding only 3 of the 8, so that is 5 of them. That's a quarter of the unit. And of course, pulling from here to try and make Alarith's job even harder.
Yeah, I think that will, because the way the Dawnguard are sitting, the straight line between, or the closest point rather, between the Alarith and these Sisters is through the Dawn Riders, so they're going to have to spend the extra inches to go around. Looks like he's got a 6-inch charge.
6-inch charge there. Nope, going with the Twins. Twins roll a 5.
Holding the CP.
Yep, moving on here, charging the other Alarith unit. Gets the other Alarith in to join in the Sentinels. Let's see if he can free them up before they suffer too many losses. As Nick will probably, if Anthony gets them unengaged at this point, he'll probably spend the rest of the game trying to rally them back up to health.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're pretty much the Sentinels. It's only bottom of 2, so they can still generate some value. But they've just been stuffed so early, it's hard to scratch out of that.
Still a lot of game left here, but yeah, the Sentinels are going to be spending the vast majority of the rest of this game trying to get back to where they were. Moving on to the fight phase here, looking to see if there's any fight abilities need to go up before fights start. Excuse me. On a 3-up, +1 attack here to the Snakes. 4 up, we got it. So +1 attacks to the Snakes there near the Light of Aetherion.
Really, that's a huge buff. That's a lot of attacks coming out of that unit.
Yeah. All right.
Wow, going real deep in there. I think he might be targeting the
Tagging
crone.
the crone.
Yeah, the weakest target, it looks like.
All of the attacks going into the crone.
Wow. Full attacks.
Yep. Let's see this Harpy go down here. 2s and 3s here. 3s. 1 coming in at Ren 2 because she is a hero.
Just 1 ward.
So 1, so that is 3 damage. So 2 damage out of those. And now 5 attacks here at crit 2 hits, 2s, 3s, Ren 3 damage 3 here.
Yep.
And
two
2 crits.
6s. Wow.
So 1 coming out, but 1 coming back in. So that's +1 on the conversion.
Oh, no.
Oh my God! No!
only 3 damage coming through.
3 coming
Straight to wards. Extremely unlucky.
Yep. All right.
Oh, the crone
She lives
lives.
on 1. Oh.
It pains us to see that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just remembering that the -1 to wound is in effect here for later combats, of course.
It does not affect the Light of Eltharion.
It
No
doesn't
negative modifiers
Oh,
hit
you're
affect his hit
absolutely
or
right.
wound.
I thought it was.
So while the
you're
players
right.
are reminding that, technically just for people at home
Just
to
for-
know that that does not stop Eltharion. Nothing
see.
does.
I see.
Last season, Bodyguard was the only thing that really got him down.
Right.
And here are the Dawn Guard. Now remember, Dawn Guard now are -1 to wound. No weapon effects.
Right. Just +1 damage, or no? That's a weapon effect.
No weapon effects, yeah.
That's a weapon effect.
No crit mortals, no +1 damage. It's a super
Just
bummer,
regular.
making them 3s and 5s and 5s and 4s.
Right.
All right. Let's see what the Dawn Riders can do here. They've already gotten rid of a quarter of the unit. -1 to hit and -1 to wound here. So 4s and 5s. This is going to be...
It's a very rough profile.
This is Gloomspite level.
I was about to say, this is just an average Gloomspite attack.
All right. That is the same profile as a Chain Rasp.
Right.
They were 1s. Recalling the story here of Eltharion's failed attack run here. 5 1s into the wound roll was such a bummer to see. So no crits, but that's still a pretty decent roll. All right, here comes the big wound roll here. Hopefully we can see a lot of stuff in the conversion on this. 5s. There's
5s to
3, 4, 5, 6.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Pretty good for 5s.
Yep. 7 there coming in. That is Rend 1. So on 5s, no Reflect Mortals here. And 1 ward, so that's killing another 3.
Wow.
Let's see if the hooves can do anything.
It's crazy to see that
The
difference.
hooves are now 6 and
Sixes?
4.
Oh, no.
Um,
The
and
difference
no
of their
rend.
output is insane.
Yeah, such a big deal here that what a big difference -1 to hit, -1 to wound makes.
Right.
All right, 4s here. Only 2 made it through. Oh, nope. 3 dice made it through, but unfortunately nothing converted into wounds. So, time for Nick to pick a fight here. green Kinnerai are going to fight, trying to pile in and scoot their way out of perhaps fighting with these Alarith. Please and thank you. Hoping for his D6 maybe to scoot them out of responsibility.
Yeah, right. If he spikes the 6 here.
Because he could still end up in combat with the Shrine and be able to get his way out of that problem.
Of course.
2 at Rend 1, which is effectively Rend 0 because of Alarith. And saves 1 damage. Rolls the runaway here for 6.
He hits the 6, huh? Wow. And then he pops over the other side.
Yep.
Really
so once
keeping
again, leaving
the
the
heat off of
Alarith
that.
high and dry. At least they get a they are still entitled to a charge though because pile in because they did charge. But their ability to affect change here is going to be fairly limited. Not to mention, the further the Kinnerai go back, the further they drag the Alarith back, which means the longer it'll take for them to become relevant again in the game.
Right.
One might even argue it might be easier to just cut your losses on the Sentinels.
I think so. The Sentinels, I'm not sure what they'll provide. There's so much obscuring, but it's really, the Sentinels really get that value of freeing up the hammers after they've got stuck on a unit. So that's really what we're not seeing here, is that usually the Dawn Riders have that cleanup crew of the Sentinels to just absolutely destroy, and then they can just keep rolling over.
And it's completely understandable, the instinct to try and protect your assets here, but there is a sunk cost fallacy question you have to ask yourself here.
Right. You have to think if those Alarith are just a little more valuable pushing up the center with everything else, just
especially with the amount of violence left in the center of the board there.
Right.
But the Sentinels are actually attacking here now, piling in here, trying to divvy it up. Seven into the one Kinnerai there on the right, and the remainders into the blue squad there, which makes sense as those are the ones that haven't attacked. So 3s, 4s, 0, 1 here. Not bad. Only two being lost in the hit roll. Let's see what we get on the 4s. And nothing. Once again, PayPaling me to feeple@gmail.com. PayPal me, and we'll see about trying to get Anthony some new dice. If you PayPal me $25, I will think about getting Anthony new dice. I will think about it very long and very hard. At least 20 minutes is how long I'll think about it.
Oh! Not a crucial role, of course. But he's still.
It's the Sentinels, but hey, yeah.
Yeah.
5s, saves one of them. Wards another one.
These
Just
wards.
insulting.
The Kinnerai really drawing out this this combat.
Really making every tooth and nail here. The Alarith piling in here, still dead set on saving these Sentinels. And again, like I said, I might have thought better of it and tried to pile up back into my original position here.
Right.
See in round 3 if I could save some of this here. So 3 Alarith going into that one remaining on the right there. It should be 3s, 4s, 1, 2s here. 3s, 3s, 1, 2s, excuse me. 2 of them are attacking here. Hits, no crit effects here on this, but they don't need it. So 4, rend 1 for 2 damage each into the Kinnerai here. So 4, needing 6s here if I remember. Yep, gone. Wards technically sure, but it's absolutely, yeah.
Right, that was just the single Kinnerai left.
It's not so fun when someone actually knows how to fight.
We were just seeing how many Alarith can actually hit that unit that retreated 6 inches.
Yep.
Pseudo retreat.
All right. into the other unit of Lareth here. 3s and 3s.
Damn.
Only 3 of them coming through. Woof.
Those dice.
2 coming in at Rend 1 into the other unit of Kinnerai. Second one, take 1, so 2 more damage. 2 into wards. Nope, that's another Kinnerai. Saying pick up 1, I don't care which.
And it looks like from here I can see about 3-4 Kinnerai left, still tying up those 2 units.
Yeah, 3 of the green there right at the end, and then 1 the blue squad there. Just a mess. Threes, 4s, 1 D3 crit auto hit here on, I believe, the Crone. 3 at Rend 1 here coming in. All that defense here on the light. So that's the last CP for him. Eight ward saves here for him. 4 up save, but
5
and
yep.
that kills him.
Big slam bow.
But at least this time, if you cast a summon ability, you can replace the summon with the light again here.
That's
so
true.
as long as the twins are on the board, there's still hope of him making a comeback.
The twins really holding us together here.
So, looking to see the Sisters of Slaughter back into the Dawn Guard here.
It's like 12 Sisters of Slaughter left going back into these Dawn Riders.
Yep. Let's see what they do.
3s and 4s.
Oof.
Wow.
That's a lot of paint. Been talking to Don here, and we're gonna test Nick's dice for steroid use. Eight coming in at no rend, so 3 up save here on the Dawn Riders. Fails, looks like 3 of them, so that's an entire pony. Just clipping that one out there. That is exactly 1 metric bummer.
The players are discussing the coherency issue here of the Dawn Riders. If he pulls the one on the end here, there's an end cap that doesn't have 2 models within half an inch of it.
Correct. So, all right, pulling that one here to satisfy it.
Sorted.
So there we go. And then one last combat with the remaining Kinnerai here, back on the Sentinels. And one coming into Sentinels. Kills the Sentinel and then scooches the Kinnerai too, but deciding to leave well enough alone. So only another 8 points here, it looks like, as no treasure, no conversion here on that base here. So
right.
2 more Dawn Riders dying due to coherency. And continuing. Oof. And due to coherency rules, the entire Dawn Raider flank collapses.
Wow.
That's incredibly rough, but that does remind you to watch your movements here.
Yeah, you got to watch them. That's crazy.
All right, 2 versus 6. And Slaughter gained back 1 here at the end of the turn.
So for those at home, the coherency issue with these Dawn Riders, I think the issue was is he pulled 1 because it wasn't in coherency, and then that in turn left another one out of
and
coherency.
another one, and another one.
Right, and then it just kept going. But does it not stop when they turn to 5 models or less, or is that?
It might / should. I actually don't know the timing on it here.
I don't know off the top of my head. Honestly.
I know it would if there was any kind of gap in time.
Right.
But I don't know as if you're constantly making the checks if you don't get that moment.
That's the thing. Yeah.
So. Yep. Nah. Absolutely here, Jenny. That's an absolute bummer. And once again, Anthony being offered a double here. Being tempted with it here, but if he does, he turns on Wrathful Cycles, opening himself to more vulnerability from Nick's points here. All right. All right, choosing Shiny Company this round. All right, so trying to summon Light of Altharian on a 6.
There it is. He's got the 6.
And can he beat it? No. So the light's back, baby, and he's better than ever. Within 12 of the twins, but outside of 9. Anthony taking a quick break here to relieve that something's going right for a change. So where is Al gonna drop? Looks like his only option really is to drop there or drop even further behind the house near the Alara Stone Guard.
Right.
And yeah, that's certainly the most aggressive position he can take. So I absolutely agree here with that. But nope, he's got to be a little further back than that because of those darn Kinnerai. Okay. Connor's weighing in here saying that coherency should have stopped when he was down to 6 or fewer models here, so he could have at least kept some of his models.
That's a good point, Connor. We'll have to bring that up after the fact. If they catch it beforehand, that'll be fantastic. But yeah, we'll have to bring it up to them after the fact.
As we've stated earlier this weekend here, as commentators, we do believe we are spectators, not participants in the match. So we believe we have zero obligation, and we have an obligation not to interrupt the game here and remind people of rules, even if they would be mandatory. As Warhammer is full of sometimes you don't remember everything, and that's just the way life goes.
Right.
So 3 Kinnerai coming back here, looks like. Or no, 3 Sisters of Slaughter. As if that unit wasn't pesky enough.
Oh, is this the underdog heal, or is this something else?
This is the
is this a rally?
No, this is a rally because
that's right.
Anthony is the underdog. Three more pair points to the crone here. Down but not out. 25-16 as we enter into the top of round 3.
There's really a lot of the game left still. I mean, with the absence of the Dawn Riders, it's going to be hard, and Altharion, of course. It's going to be, or the first one, I should say, the first edition of Altharion. But we do have him back
Absolutely.
again. But the absence of the Dawn Riders is a huge hole in the Lumineth, and these Alarith are kind of caught off the objective because they couldn't, make up that charge to get in there to tie up that center unit of Sisters. So
Absolutely.
it leaves everything in the center free to operate for the DOK player.
You know, we probably should have started singing "Guess Who's Back."
Yeah, when he came back.
When he came back there.
Yeah,
Next time.
huge missed opportunity.
Yep.
Not sure what's happening.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that unit came back.
Are they
I think they might have come to some kind of agreement here about things, maybe about how that coherency
I
thing
think
works,
so.
where they
Just
decided that they would just back out and maybe try their luck again.
I think we misinterpreted what was going on.
Oh, he must have powered through with his with
I
the
think
last
that was a
CP,
power through, and we completely missed that.
But I didn't recall them.
I
Did
see.
he have a CP left?
I believe he was saving that one CP. He did an all-out attack. He did an all-out offense. So that's on us as commenters. We totally missed that.
That's fair. That's fair.
We apologize to all the spectators and the viewers here.
Yep. Warhammer is not a mechanically driven thing here where we can just catch everything. Unfortunately, there's a lot of interactions, and you just don't catch everything all the time.
Right. Thank you,
It
Connor.
do be happening, Connor. It do be happening. All right. So only one spell out, which means I believe the brother's still coming on here.
Right. He wants to keep that juice. He's at round 3, so he's got that buff.
And Anthony has, of course, taken the double here, as we know here. That means that Nick is currently underdog, but Anthony can still score tactics.
Correct.
As he is 11 points behind. Or he's not.
He's only 9 points behind.
So he cannot score any tactics this turn. But that's okay. He's still going to be able to get some pretty darn good work done here, I think.
I think so. I think he's in a good position to lift a few things, and the Alarith are really in that center board position that they can really just get stuck in finally, ideally on top of that center objective, of course.
Yeah, although I would be tempted to let the Alarith go a little further north to see if I could try and take on one of those parade floats out of there.
Yeah, that's exactly what they should be doing.
So
Looks like
7-inch charge now.
Kennerai doing a
charge
redeploy.
from the redeploy. Just confirming a 7-inch charge there for the Twins.
He's getting closer. Hopefully he makes this one. Nick's doing a really good job keeping the brother off of the objective, even if he makes that charge on the Kennerai. Sure, you can kill the Kennerai, but you won't take the objective at the same time.
Well, he'll kill the Kennerai and then teleport, heal.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
And I believe you could probably teleport onto the objective there.
I'm just not savvy to it.
Which is what I would do in his position here.
Yeah. And then if we're real lucky, we'll get to see that live Aetherion make that 9-inch charge into that parade float.
And hopefully redeem himself from his last life here.
Oh.
Yep. So covering fire here from, I believe, one of the cauldrons.
I forget these things have a shooting attack.
Yeah. 2 at Ren 2 coming on in into the Stone Guard. 3 damage apiece.
Oh my god.
Which is
some hefty losses from that covering fire.
That Stone Guard is definitely going down hard. Two command points left for Nick Swope here as we move in here using the covering fire ability. So let's move into charges here.
5-inch charge on the
5-inch charge
Dawn
on the
Riders?
Twins.
Oh, the
Will
Twins.
not do it.
Is he spending that CP?
Another
A big
12-inch
12
charge.
inch. Let's go.
Big meat 12 inches. So many 12-inch charges. You're going to give people a complex, fellas. So the Twins are absolutely making it into combat. Going into the backfield.
Huge play.
Yeah. Let's see if the light can follow up on that. Stone Guard making a charge. Stone Guard making a 9-inch charge.
Wow.
Just everything's coming up charges. And let's see here. They're gonna. Looks like they're gonna try and charge the sisters here, trying to keep the blood rack out. A smart decision, given there is nothing really for the sisters to interrupt on the Alarith, although it will take them to 4s and 4s.
Ooh, that's rough.
But there's no weapon abilities for them to shut off at least. So.
Right.
And as we said here before, Anthony's really top priority here is to really start reclaiming the blue objective here.
He has to, I think this round he really has to start taking it back.
Yeah, otherwise he's going to start ceding too much ground, I think, to be able to come back effectively. But again, as it is a team event here, it's not always about your individual performance, but making sure that you're scoring as many points as you can for your worthwhile for your team.
Yeah, really tightening that spread between you and your opponent helps the team out tremendously.
Correct. Because sometimes you're just the sacrifice play.
Right.
And at that point, it's just trying to squeeze out as much juice as you can. So Dawn Guard coming back in here. Looks like he's learning his lesson a little bit better here about
really keeping those the
formation.
two back pieces. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's much smarter now.
That's the traditional cavalry formation I like to use.
That's right. 2 of them parallel park while the rest of them come on in. Yeah. Aren't you glad that Warhammer doesn't use facing on their models?
No. Why would we need facing?
Because the black coach would be untenable at that point.
Right.
All right, so Impact Mortals here from the Dawn Guard once again. 6 mortal wounds coming in to the Sisters of Slaughter. And 5 of them going through. So another quarter of the unit of the Sisters of Slaughter are down. That's half the unit dead overall just from impact attacks.
Yeah. Those impacts are insane.
They are arguably some of the... when everything else is getting debuffs, it's arguably the best part of the Dawn Riders.
Right. Because that's damage they are getting through without... You can't stop it, essentially.
Correct. There's nothing really to talk about on that one. Trying to see you get a +1 attack here. Jason's over here trying to clean up here from some other tables, having a good time. +1 to hit because it's round 3 for the doc. I do keep forgetting that Daughters of Khaine get different bonuses every round.
Right.
Something's always new with those girls. Excuse me, those women.
Ah, yes, of course. Players just debating where they want to allocate attacks right now, I think.
Yep, so just comparing profiles here, trying to decide the most effective use here for their command points.
And not to
As
mention
Anthony-
the order of operations for attack sequences.
Absolutely here, because Anthony is doubling here, which means that he's exposed himself to some real danger, which means he's got to capitalize on this as best as he can.
Right.
So Anthony choosing to use no commands here. He's going to raw dog it, as the kids say. Twos, threes, rend 1 here for 5 damage. This is the twins coming in here.
Right. All hit.
Yeah.
3's a wound. Oh. Oh!
Are you kidding me?
My heart.
Oh. 3's to wound. 5 dice. 1 comes through. What a ridiculous notion. All right.
Looks like the wizard gets to
Dagger
attack.
here. Yep,
No.
the sister's attacking 3s, 4s. Never mind.
They
It
killed.
did, in fact, kill a couple models, though.
Wow.
So during the end phase, they will get to do their heal d6 and teleport. So Stone Guard here, because lightning reactions.
Yeah, 2
Lumineth always
activations.
fighting in tandem.
Yeah.
So 7 with the champion here. Checking to see if they want to all-out defense here on Nick. Going to all-out defense here on Nick. So Nick's down to 1 CP. 4s and 4s to hit. No crit effects for a couple of different reasons. Oop. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Let's see if we can survive on the wounding roll here. Ugh. Tough in the center, but that is 7? 6, 7? Rend 1 back to Rend normal here, so 4 ups to save here. Every one that goes through is 2 damage. So 2 damage each, so that's 4 that come through. No ward
4.
saves, so 4 more Sisters of Slaughter going down.
A big Slambo call out.
Big Slambo on that. All right, time for Nick to do a fight here. Green Kinnerai going to pile in here into the Sentinels. Just trying to pile that way here. Not necessarily in base to base, as he really doesn't want to see those Alara too badly.
Right. He just needs to stay within that combat range.
Right. 2s, 4s here. Crit auto wounds on that. So 5 at Rend 1 into the Sentinels, needing 6s. Saving 1, 4 more Sentinels go away. Moving an inch.
Yeah, really just maximizing that slide to mitigate the Alarith, because they cannot pop over like the Kinnerai can. They have to just circle around if they want to continue piling into the Kinnerai.
Correct.
Getting the least amount of text possible.
And again, using the Sentinels as their own obstacle into this.
Right. Now, another way the coherency is kind of locking the Sentinels into this, they cannot just pull a straight line. Or I guess they could because there's so many, but something to consider is the coherency when they get locked in like this.
Yeah.
If you start pulling from one side or in a straight line, you might just accidentally kill a few more.
Exactly. All right, Dawn Rider is looking to...
They might be going straight past that other unit, letting the Alarith handle them.
Yep. No, the Alarith have already gone, so the Dawn Riders are just trying to make sure
That's
that
right.
these sisters are well and fully dealt with.
Yeah, they have to deal with these.
But try to see how the pylons are going to work and how many ponies are going to participate.
Right.
As again, I think it's paramount here that they don't include another unit here in the fray.
Right.
As I think he would rather see as few models get returned to the clapback, especially since he did Shining Company here. As soon as this round of combat's over, those guys are now -1 to hit.
Right.
Especially if they're going to be taking, if they potentially could convert this over, that's huge for him being able to try and keep that on track.
Yeah, really, this turn Anthony needs to really convert that center objective, which I mean, from the looks of things, it looks like he will have the control score to push over, but you never know with these kind of things.
I mean, it's now 4s, 5s on the
Right.
swords.
Exactly. It's such a huge debuff, you just might bounce.
So rough. Yeah. And with no crit effects, just once again, insult to injury on this. As that could have been several mortals there. And some earth-shaking rolls there.
My God, those dice must be made of lead.
2 coming in. 1 saves, 1 fails. And 1 damage, so 1 more sister down.
Just killing 1 with the riders themselves. That debuff really coming into work here.
Yeah. So 6s and 4s here on the hooves.
Right.
And 1 coming through.
That's not enough.
50% odds. See if we can ask politely if another one can leave.
Right.
Oh, nope.
Not quite. Dawn Rider's only killing 1 in real combat there.
Asking too nicely to get rid of those. That's
Right.
the problem. And the real bummer is, since it's a prayer, there's not much any wizards can do anything about.
There's no counter for Lumineth.
There's no counters for most people with prayers.
That's true, actually. If your army is just wizards, you're just out of luck at that point.
Okay, so Alarith here near the Sentinels doing their best pile in here, trying to see how they can maximize attacks against the remaining Kinnerai. Tough slog here, tough slog in this corner.
Just depending on where to put attacks, I think.
Yep. So again,
think we're in
trying
the
to split attacks into, splitting attacks between 2 Kinnerai units is just annoying.
That's a rough.
Feeling better, buddy? I'm feeling a lot better. I think I left over my 2 battle tactics and my mission plan.
I don't know.
3s and 3s here.
Because I'm missing my 2 battle tactics.
3's a hit, 3's a wound. Ugh, these wound rolls continue to prove terrible for the Lumineth. Only 2 going through here. No rend?
Ooh. 4
Oh, no,
damage.
these are rend 1, of course. These are Alarith.
Yes, the Alarith. Ooh, all but 1 Kinnerai.
Wow. Now there's 2 units of 1 Kinnerai.
Correct.
Wow.
The exact wrong number of Kinnerai to have
Right.
in this situation, in my opinion. And once again, Anthony's dice just really not wanting to come out and play.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and shout out one of our sponsors here, Minimag. Minimag makes great miniatures for all of your needs here in Wargaming. Go ahead and check them out at minimag.com. Thank you for sponsoring the Summergeddon Super Squad Series.
Whoa!
Double 6s. Two more archers die.
Just picking away at those archers.
Those poor archers, I tell you, that whole corner, that whole corner has been sad.
Yeah, this whole corner has been tied down by about.
This whole lower right quadrant has just been a
What's that? About
misery swamp.
240 points of Kinnerai swarming this corner here.
3 units of Kinnerai effectively have been
Right.
keeping both these units occupied for the vast majority of this game.
Yeah, they've done an expert job.
Yeah. And, of course, losing that Enlightener here at the top of 1 really didn't help things.
Oh my, yeah, that was like the first domino to fall, they say.
Yeah. Not even allowing her to get into the shrine or.
Right. Really just making the shrine useless for this game because the brother and the sister have to go do their own thing. They have to go make some value.
Correct. But at least they got the light back out.
Right.
So 3s here to hit. 4s to wound. All 3 wound. All right, all right.
Wow. Good to see it.
2 going through. All right, so now the Sentinels are gone. The last green has gone. The last green Kinnerai is down. And so this is the unit of the Sentinels with the Sentinels here, seeing if they can finally free themselves of this nightmare. Ooh, there we go.
Good on the hits.
Pretty decent, pretty decent. Ooh, there we go. All right, so 3 coming through. No rend. Oh, saves none. 6s. Then
Wow.
there we go.
The
There we go. The archers are free. Praise Lumineth. Praise Teclis.
The final nail in the coffin of those Kinnerai after 6.
And remember, if you want to make contributions to our church, please help us in our efforts to spread the word of Teclis. Send donations to feeple@gmail.com and PayPal. Your donations will going towards spreading the word of Teclis and maybe buying Anthony a drink after this is over. We don't know.
Yeah.
So Sister of the Slaughter going into the Dawn Riders here because he's realizing that he's effectively meaningless against the Alarith.
Right.
But I feel like it's a very catch-22 situation, as one's
Yeah.
a 3+ save and one's a 4+ save.
One's a 4+ by reducing the rent. Yeah.
Right. So it's getting into the weeds of Math Hammer a little bit.
I think ultimately pulling out any models of Dawn Riders softens their impacts, which is the only kind of damage they're really doing in this game.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely here. And here's the saves coming in. 1 damage apiece here. So that is just 2 of the Alara Stoneguard, I believe, as he did not count the 3s.
Right. Yeah,
and,
he was good. Yep.
Anti-infantry would not trigger against the 3-up stone.
Correct. So it's just rocking
yeah.
on 4s. Yeah.
Again, I still feel like that's statistically the correct answer there.
Yeah.
All right, so Kinnerai, I believe, in the upper left-hand corner here attacking Twins. The Brothers active, so it's only a 5-up ward instead of a 4-up ward. 2 at Rend 1. So 2 at 5, I believe. Saves 1, takes 1. 1 damage, 5-up ward. Doesn't take it, takes the wound. They bounce 3 inches here, and here's where Nick can do some really clever maneuvering here if he wants. As remember, when he teleports, it's got to be outside of 9 of all
That's
enemy
correct.
models.
Yep.
But
Kinnerai really
looks
just
like,
getting that movement.
yeah, I think the Kinnerai are just trying not to be victims of a treasure
Of course,
tactic.
yeah,
so.
treasure grab. Yeah, they need to get out of there.
All right, so spending a command point here on Anthony, going down to 2 to power through with the
Using
Dawn
that
Guard
power
again.
through.
Again, trying to rely on mortal wounds to carry him through here on the day.
Yeah. And keeping the Dawn Riders from being bogged down too long by any of those big hitting pieces. Mainly
remember
those 2 bugs.
He doesn't. It is arguable whether or not he wants to actually move them back because, again, controlling that center objective.
It is very prudent.
Super critical.
Yeah.
And, of course, Shining Company would affect them here during the next turn into Nyx, giving him just more and more dangerous. Yeah. All right, so twins heal 1 and heal D6 and then teleport. Whoa! Okay. Okay, not attached, thank goodness.
Yeah, right.
All right, trying to teleport here
Gonna get some
inside of
9-inch measures
9.
out, trying to take this objective, it looks like. Yep.
All right.
It's a twin-sized pocket.
Little pocket there. And of course, during the rules, the sister does have to take over for next turn. Returning 1 sister of slaughter here back to the central unit. So only scoring 8 here, but some big reps here. We do have the Sentinels finally unbound again here, but at the bottom of round 3, it may be too little, too late.
It might be too little, too late, especially since they took such heavy losses in the process. They're really just they're kind of a neutered unit at this point. They do have a lot of shots and a lot of output. We might see them start to clean up what's left around here, but. Of course,
especially considering the light also did not get into combat and wreak some havoc either.
Right. Going into the next turn, casting the run and charge spell.
Guessing we're in charge. Now he's trying to cast Mind Razor. Not on a
Fails
4.
that as well. Run and charge going on that front unit of 10 Sisters of Slaughter, it looks like.
Yep. Maybe in an effort to try and keep the Dawn Riders way in the back to try and reduce their problems here.
It's the Crone doing her prayers.
Yep, Crone doing her prayers here. So just
looking for a
banking
3,
the
so
2
we're
here on
banking.
this. Yep. All right. So 2 units here. There we go. Getting a free move during the hero phase.
That's huge. Do you think he might be able to make that long charge into the Sentinels again?
Well, this is a move. This is still in the hero phase, so
Of course, yeah.
they'll still get a run and a charge now too.
yeah.
So
They can go 12 inches after this?
yeah, they're absolutely going to go where they want here. There's very little, if anything, here that's going to stop them.
Right. Anthony does have 2C. He could be dropping a covering fire if the Sentinels are in range, potentially.
Yeah, but with so few Sentinels left, I'm not sure how efficacious that will be.
Yeah, it might not be very good.
Give a big shout out here to Pro Painted Studios. Pro Painted Studios is your stop here if you feel like just not like painting, or if you want to bring one of your heroes up to a special level here on the tabletop. Contact Pro Level Painting here, Pro Painted Studios, to make sure that your models look as gorgeous as they can on the battlefield. Yep, Game 5 of a wonderful weekend here. What a way to cap it off here. We've been seeing charges. Everyone's charge dreams practically are coming true.
Yeah, the 12-inch charge, 11-inch charges this game have been crazy.
Yeah, I've seen more of those than I've seen in other entire GTs in just this one game. All right, and so now our Spear Snakes are sidling on up here. Up, starting to snake them around.
Oh, I see what he did there.
Puns. It's hard to believe after all this slaughter and all this management, there's still a unit of snake spear ladies that we still have to deal with.
Right. I think these are just witch elves here.
Oh, are they just witch elves?
Yeah, I think that's the only snake lady.
Oh, you're right. The
Yeah.
snakes are on the left here. Just regular old witch elves. All right.
But yeah, 2 blocks of reinforced witch elves in the reserve here coming in is pretty
Yeah.
insane.
Ugh. Bonus when the wound is going off. Oh. So many debuffs, Lumineth can't keep up with it. Bloodrack Shrine here. Taking a look here, see if it's worthwhile. Not sure if it's worth it to try and take on the twins.
All right.
Anthony weighing his options here during the hero phase. All right, rallying Sentinels here for a command point for Anthony.
Could be worthwhile.
1 CP remaining here. Absolutely, Gentrova. There's so little that allows you to positively affect your wound roll. Any debuffs to the wound roll is just felt that much harder. And looks like the Sentinels are getting 3 back. It's 3 more archers than he didn't have.
Right.
And that's about statistically average there. All right. Movement phase here for Nick. Oh, a parade float has seen the twins and is getting hungry. Looking to make an easy meal of them. Moving close enough to try and guarantee that he can't redeploy himself out of a shooting attack. These witch elves here scooting on over here. Not necessarily to let the parade float get involved, but rather to make sure that the witch elves have a little bit of support here from their own little parade float.
Right. They don't want to leave it behind.
Yep. Running the Kimonrai here, 6, getting their max range, here. I think he's going to go try and steal that that red down there. Yep, just putting him in a perfect position to snag that down there.
Yeah.
Taking the treasure away and perhaps even getting himself set up for the final step of the Wrathful Cycles.
Right.
As he does have to have enemy units in every large quarter of the battlefield. All right. Moving up the crone here a little bit.
Looks like he's trying to put her in a very specific spot, keep her safe.
Yeah. Yep, he's trying to make sure that he's getting outside of his territory here for I believe, the scouting force. Yep. As he must have 3 or more objectives or terrain features that he controls in any combination, be contested by friendly scout units that must be within 10 enemy territory, not wholly without friendly territory. So as long as it straddles the line, as that house does, he should be fine. Of course, unfortunately, the shrine also counts.
Right.
Another reason why it's just been one big bummer here for Anthony, although he's been making, I think, very smart moves, very smart plays. It's just dice aren't always wanting to agree with him about what's the best idea.
Right. Yeah, there's a couple, I think there may even, I dare say, 2 treasure chests may have been picked up by Altharion and the twins total if his dice didn't just fizzle on him in those 2 wound rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just the 2 that I remember.
Yes.
Huge.
Altharion should have definitely picked up the crone, and the twins with a little bit better of attack should have been able to pick up the rest of the Kimonrai there.
Right.
That could have given Anthony another 10 points there, which would have made this game much closer.
Way closer, yeah.
All right. Go ahead and shout out Game Mat EU. Game Mat EU makes several great neoprene mats and neoprene markers here for terrain to liven up your battlefield, make it as beautiful as possible so that you can really immerse yourself in the world of Warhammer. Game Mat EU. And let's not also forget Tabletop Terrain, makers of fine terrain pieces here. Again, making sure that our tables look beautiful and really help us just kind of like live the fantasy here, so to speak.
Wow, they really got up there with that run and charge and that hero phase
Yeah.
move. They really crossed the whole board.
So finally shooting. So one cauldron firing, re-rolling into the twins. All out attacking here.
Spending that last CP.
Last CP on Nick Swope being rolled. 2s, 3s. Oh, 2 crits. Threes to wound here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, my.
So 3 at Ren 2 coming into the twins. That makes it 6 the save here. None of them. 9 damage to go into his 5-up ward.
That'll test the ward for sure.
Yep, 5-up ward here, and gotta survive it here for at least 8 points. So he's got to make at least a couple of these.
Oh my goodness.
And not a 1.
Not a single one.
That is the twins. Salutes F's in the chat for the twins. All right, the other cauldron here, seeing if it has a shot into the Alarith. 6 attacks at 3s and 3s, rend 1, damage 1. Fired into the Stone Guard because why not? Three rend 1. Gentrovo, please buy Anthony new dice. I beg you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So 1 damage into the Stone Guard here. So with done shooting here and moving into charges, Anthony, I don't think wanting to do covering fire, which I think is smart.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Oh, no, he's going to use his
here he
Sentinels to
goes.
covering fire here, losing his last CP.
He's got to shoot that close unit right there, right in front of him.
Yep. Nope, and he's going to use his last one to all-out defense on Nick's side.
I think he might be out of CP. I don't know. I think he has 0.
He should be out of
I don't
CP,
know.
actually.
I think
He
so.
said he's used his last CP 3 times. I'm sorry
I
to.
think so.
Again, we're not going to
gonna-
say anything, but
Yeah.
I definitely think the count is off somewhere. Maybe it's on our end, but
It might be, but yeah.
all right. So finally, crits. Crits mean something. Finally,
Oh.
finally.
Wow.
So those crits are moving on to the swimsuit round. They don't need to roll to hit, or roll to wound rather. And then 4 is to wound here. Snagging 3 of them. So 7 at -1 coming into those witch elves. And all defense here is 5 ups. Saves 2, so wards here on those
5?
witch elves.
Oh, yeah, we got the wards here. 4 to go
Wood
through.
1, so that's 4 dead witch elves.
Pulse on the
And-
back, of course. Don't want to take that extra charge.
Absolutely,
because
because he's going to try and score that, because he knows this is his one chance to get the Wrathful Cycles, probably for the rest of the game. Charges here. Okay. 6 minutes left in the round, so this means this is actually, in fact, the end of the round, effectively here. So running into the Stone Guard here. The other Witch Elves failing to hit into the light. The Witch Elves near Yellow House aren't going to make it in there. No counter charges available.
Right.
So combat beginning. See if an extra attack can generate.
Not quite.
No hands. 8 attacks, 3s, and 4s here on that new parade float coming on in. Rend 1, 2 damage. So almost, the Alaris Medicine almost coming back to hit him.
Right.
It's on 2s, oh.
Oh, wow. Was that Tuesday? It must have been.
5.
They're reducing the rend.
Reducing the rend because of Stone Guard here, so it's still 4 ups to save. 2 leak through, so 4 wounds to the unit. Kills 2 Stone Guard here, so the Stone Guard are still stubbornly hanging on as they tend to.
Right.
Thank you, Jindrovo, and yes, go Feast Brigade.
Thank you.
All right, 3 made it through, and wounding on 1. Gets it on the save. Oof. The Sisters O Slaughter. The lesser-known Irish cousins of the Sisters of Slaughter.
And he's making note to pile them in outside of their territory here, just in case something goes awry with the other witch elves.
Because they're still a scouting unit, so if he can manage to untrack himself. Oh.
I believe these are the sisters attacking the, fighting the Shrine Luminor. Or is that just, oh, that was the rest.
The 2 Stone Guard. Yeah, Sisters of Slaughter there, killing the remaining Stone Guard.
The previous attacks we were watching was the cauldron next to them. I thought that was the witches. Yeah. I got confused here.
Setting them up, though, for a possible run and charge to lower red here so they can contain everything. Because at this point, really, stating that he's going to roll, but also is just, I was trying to fast forward here, stating that it all goes into the terrain, not really wanting to have to keep up with that. That is okay.
It's fine. It's in the spirit of speed. Yeah.
It's in the spirit of speed here, but technically is incorrect. But again, I would never hold that against them, especially given this is the last turn. It's not going to do anything of consequence.
It's the last round of the last game of the tournament. So the brains are cooked over here.
Yeah.
Wow. The Lumineth dice immediately turn on.
Yeah.
Wow.
So kills 7 mortals.
Wow.
Into.
Surprisingly kills every single one of them. Seven Sisters of Slaughter go down.
Yeah.
Really spiked on the mortals there.
So 15 more points to Nick Swope here. That takes him to 30.
40.
Oh, you're right, 40. Sorry.
This was bottom of 3 because Anthony doubled?
This is bottom of 3 because Anthony doubled, yes. That's how we can score the second part of Wrathful. So, round 4 here. 4 to 6. They're going to choose to talk it out here.
Yep.
So that they can speed up because round timer is almost done here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we've got
our time is almost up.
Less than 5 minutes here.
But what a great weekend here. What great sponsors. One last chance here. Thank you so much for Metagames, Grey Matter Games, Starforged, Artist Opus, Baron of Dice, Art of War Studios. By the same token, Deep Cut Studios, Game Mat EU, Goblin Hobbies, Green Stuff World, Mad Goose, Mind Taker Miniatures, Minimag, Monument Hobbies, Monster Fight Club, Pro Painted Studios, Schooner Labs, Tabletop Terrain, The Army Painter, Urban Mats, and of course, Ye Old Lasersmith. Thank you all so much for helping us make this weekend happen. I just want to get one last shout out to our sponsors here. I apologize. Um, just kind of talking things out here. Looks like they're just kind of going back and forth. So Lights kind of going over through, talking about the realities here of the situation.
Right.
And unfortunately, not really making it anywhere here on that. Yeah, so just kind of talking it out here, making sure that we have the last little bits here work out okay. Okay. There we go. And just trying to walk it, just talking it through here last minute in abstract.
Right. I think they're just doing some crucial rolls here
So just kind of talking it through here, trying to make sure that they can, again, score as many points as they can, as is the point of this team event here.
Yep.
Yep. What an amazing weekend we've had here. So much fun, so much AOS. We are here with the tournament organizer, Don. Don, how are you doing today? How has your weekend been?
Good. It's been a little stressful at times. You know, we always worry about if people are having a good time or not. But I have to say, some of the strongest AOS I've seen in the last 6 months was today. So I'm really stoked. Really stoked for the outcome. I'm really stoked that how many people came out. So we're doing good.
It's truly been a labor of love for you here, and it's really paid off because everyone's just had the most amazing time, both here, both in the chat. We've been having a great time. I haven't even played a single game of AOS here this weekend, but I've been enjoying the heck out of myself personally.
Yeah, I found out about a year ago when I first did this that I actually prefer running than I do playing. And just really quick, this all started because several groups within our region, Gateway Gamers, the people in Oklahoma City, Sparkle Motion, and then my home team here, I almost gave the wrong team name, didn't I? Queen City Sigmar. We wanted to help out a small community in Tulsa. And so what we did was we were like, let's put an event on for them. We drove down to Tulsa. We did all this stuff. Things didn't work out so great there, so we decided to move it back to Springfield. And I think we realized this year we've got some longevity and some legs, and I think we can grow this into something greater. Excuse me.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
it
it's
keeps
a
getting
beautiful
better.
event. The prize support is the highest I've seen at such a scale, honestly.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's been
The
it has
sponsors
been
really
insane,
Upset about
folks.
that. My wife might be upset about that. Summer, I'm sorry, honey. I love you. I didn't mean to do it. But yeah, I appreciate it. And really quick, you guys, you know, Brett, you, and you.
Oh, thank
Big
you.
Stu here.
You know, Stu
Yeah.
and my Ginger Ninja here, Sean.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job. I cannot speak enough to people who just come up to me and talked about they were watching the stream. You guys did a great job, and I want you guys back every year.
Well, thank you, Don. We'd
Yeah,
love to be
you
here.
Can't play. You're going to do it every year. I'm out. That's all I got, guys.
All right. Well, thank you so much here. And